And the other is mojoacademy.org. That has books and audio and video. Check that one out because we like to say there is a book there that will change your life. Another one is called the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets.com, and which has, now this is a high ticket item, and it's not for everybody, but I do recommend it highly if you would like to get into serious occult work and magical work. It's the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets, which is a synthesis of many different magical books. You might not want to have all of those books in your library, and this has the meat of all of those, and it's really, it's an astonishing thing. It's been around since the 1930s in little teeny books, and usually riddled with typos. But Mojo Academy has, Mojo Brothers Books, has restored them, took a year to restore them. And it is now out in normal size books, a set of 10 books in paperback or hardcover. And you can see all the details about that at 10lostbooksoftheprophets.com. And you can get them through eBay, you can get them through Amazon, you can get them directly through that website. There's all kinds of ways to do it. And like I said, it's not for everybody, it's for the person who really wants to get into it. Now, if your New Year's resolution is to get into the esoteric side of the spirituality of the Western occult tradition, you can't do any better than getting the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets. If you really want to get into it, you can grab hold of a set of the Equinox, which that usually, I mean, it's in the public domain now, but a set of books like that can run $700–800. Now, we're not talking about that much for the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets. We're talking about a lot less. But take a look at it. It's a little pricey for the hardcover one, but it should be, because you'll have it. That's an heirloom too. But it's reasonable. It's if you get it in paperback, it's under $9 a book. See, and for the 10 books each. So there you go. I just want to let you know about all of that. And, of course, at mojoacademy.org, you'll find all the great Mojo Brothers shaving soap, which if you're really stuck for a stocking stuffer, that's the one. If you might be a little late, but if you want some of those, just check it out at mojoacademy.org. Now, we're all shuffled up, as you no doubt hear. So let's do this. Let's get right to it. Let's get into the readings. I'm going to ring a bell now to declare a sacred space, and that's the space in which we operate and look through the magical window. And now we're going to pull back the curtain on the magical window for our first readings for tonight for Sarah in Oxford, New Jersey. Hi, Sarah. You're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi, hon.
How are you doing, Sarah?
Going through some rough patches, but other than that, good. Getting ready for Christmas.
Well, let's see if we can make it a little better. How's that? What can I look at for you?
Anything, pretty much. Just, I wanted a reading tonight kind of just to cheer me up a little bit, to be honest.
Okay. Well, let's see. This is a card that it'll either cheer people up or it'll upset them, but I have a feeling you're going to enjoy it because it's a good reading. The first card I have is the Wheel of Fortune, and that means the way things are for you now, you're at a time of change. Things are going to be changing. Yeah. Now, of course, that the next question always is it going to be good or bad change? And I can tell you it's going to be good.
That's good.
Because the next card is the Six of Swords. That is a card called Science. And in some decks, it shows a person getting from rough waters to calm waters through her own efforts. It's moving a boat. It's a person moving a little boat from rough water to calm water. So that you've been working on trying to make things better, and this shows me that you're going to succeed. The next card is the Fool. Now, that doesn't mean you're a fool. That's the card that means the beloved of God. If there were any negative cards in this reading, that card would overturn them. So it's going to be very good for you. Now, I need to ask a question. Are you doing anything new in terms of work?
Yeah, actually. for years, I've been in retail, kind of management, and I've been doing housekeeping work. So totally different.
Okay, because what I've got here is the Eight of Coins, and that is a card of a person who is doing something new in terms of work and money, and applies herself diligently to it and is very successful at it. That's why I asked you that question. So that's going to be very good for you this year. The Two of Cups here is a card that usually signifies a new relationship coming, or if you're in a relationship, the relationship you're in reaches a nice new level. So it's a very good sign. I'm seeing the year going to be very good for you. Money
That's
is
good.
I've got the page. Look, I've got the Eight of Coins, the Page of Coins, and the Queen of Coins, and the King of Coins. This is money. Money is all over your year coming up.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, you're either going to rob a bank or you're doing well. By the way, bank robbery is an interesting crime because it's never been worth doing, I might add.
No.
I remember back in the 70s, the first time and this is going to sound peculiar, but the first time I looked into bank robbery, I saw that the average bank robber got like $400 and arrested. Now, bank robbery, I don't know how much the average bank robber gets, but they have the highest death rate of any criminal activity. So I would have asked people to reconsider if they were going to go into bank robbery, and I shouldn't make little jokes about that, but yeah, it's not a good thing to do,
No, but it was a good joke, though.
Thank you. I think I've mentioned this before, but when I was in my teens, I was actually offered a chance to join an organized crime family by a very scary guy thought I would be good at it. He said, and I have no idea why. And I thought it over. And I told him, and I'll never, this is like burned in my mind. I said, the thing is with organized crime, the hours appeal to me. The hours are good, but I don't like your retirement plan. And he just stared at me, and then he just started laughing and laughing and laughing. He said, "You're okay, kid." And I never heard from him again. So, I think I handled that one right.
Yeah.
Otherwise I'd either be, in a Martin Scorsese movie or looking up at everybody from the bottom of the East River. I don't know. But in any case, this is going to be a very good year for you. Really, really good year. Now, let me tell you this. You have some kind of new ideas that you are kicking around in your head. Is that correct?
Yeah. I had one today, but I'm just kind of about starting maybe a cleaning business when I'm done going through some personal stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you that because this is the Page of Swords, and swords are about mental activity, and the page is the appearance of something new. So that's telling me that you have a new idea and a new way of looking at things, and you're going to implement it. And the card after that is the World, which is the card of assured success. So I think you're on a good path here.
All right.
So you're going to have a pretty good next year, and it's laying the plans for what's going to come after that. I'm going to pull one more card for you. Yeah, look, see, this is good. This is the Magician. It's not just the Fool. That's ultra positive, but the Magician is even greater. This is a person who can draw power down from the spiritual realm here and make it work. So you're a very gifted, powerful person, and you're putting all that to work, and it's going to work out well for you. That's what I see for next year.
That's good.
Okay. Does that help?
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. It's a great reading. Thanks for calling.
No problem. Thank you for everything.
Bye now. And let's shuffle them up. You're listening to Reverend Elliot's Magical Window with me, Reverend Elliot, the nonstop chatterbox who now and then reads cards for people. Joe in Anchorage, Alaska is next. Hi, Joe. You're on with Reverend Elliot. Joe in Anchorage, Alaska, you with us?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
how are
beautiful.
you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. Oh, good.
What can I look at for you?
Good. Well, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I've not had this kind of a reading before, so.
Well, what would you like to, is there something you're interested in, or do you just want to see what direction the cards take us in?
Well, I was hoping to hear from the other side if I could.
Okay, I've done that. There are several cards in the deck that when I know that that's the intention, I'll shuffle the cards, and if I get one or more of those cards, then I know I'm on the right track. Obviously, one of the cards is the Death card, another is the High Priestess, which is the person who can see beyond the veil. And if I don't get those cards, I can shuffle them again, or I can just read it anyway and assume that it's a message from the other side, because I never did that before. You said you've never done this. I never did these kind of readings until I came here and started doing it on Ask One Radio. It never occurred to me to even try. And I tried, and I usually get the same kind of reading, which is interesting. So let's see what we have here. Okay, I'll cut the cards now. And okay, there's the Death card. So we're going to assume that this will be a reading of the afterlife. That's fascinating. You see what I mean about the cards? I don't know how they do that. I've been reading cards since the 1980s, and I've long since given up trying to figure out how they work. So let's shuffle them up. Okay. The Knight of Cups is here. The Lover's here. These are emotional cards. There's somebody very close to you passed on, correct?
Correct. A few.
There's
actually.
Well, let's see what we can find, who we can get into here, see if there's any kind of a message from it. Yeah, see, this is a card that I always get when I do these readings. These are two cards that I get all the time, and I'll tell you what they are. The Three of Swords is a card of great sadness. Great sadness. It shows a heart pierced with swords crying. Now, is that sad or is that sad, right? The next card. Now, I get that frequently here because there's so much sadness involved when people pass on, or let's face it, die. You know, I know people shy away from that word, but there it is. The next card is the Star, which is a card of hope and optimism. And that's followed by the Four of Rods, which is a card of happiness and comfort and joy and a happy home. And now here's a card I get frequently with these readings. It's the Ten of Swords. It's somebody who was having a very, very rough time, and the bad times are over, is what that means. So the message that I get here is, we know that you feel close to us. We're very sad, too, that we're apart. But it's a hopeful time because the soul is growing. And that leads to the happiness of Four of Rods. And the Ten of Swords is about the suffering that this particular person, this particular entity went through is over. There was somebody who had a rough time before passing, correct?
Well, my father would have.
Yeah, see, but because that is a card. I mean, sometimes that card is confused as a card of death, but it's not, and it means that the troubles are over. Six of Rods is about success. So this is generally how these readings go. There's an acknowledgement that this person is close to you, the spirit that we've contacted. There's an acknowledgement of great pain and sadness, yours and the other person too. Then there's the card of hope. Then there's cards of happiness. There's a card of this cessation of pain. That's the main thing, followed by success. And here's one I get often too, which is the Ten of Cups, which is perfected happiness. So whoever's sending you this message, the message is very clear that there's sadness here because you're missed, and they know that they're missed, but they want you to know that they're doing okay, and they're growing, and they're happy. There's happiness there. The Four of Rods and the Ten of Cups are very happy cards. And they all come after the Three of Swords, which is the sad one, which is the sad event is the passing. And everything else after that is happy. That's almost always the way these readings go, by the way. So I'm going to chalk this up as genuine. It's
Wow.
If you go back to the Ask One Radio archives and listen to any of my shows, you're probably going to hear a similar reading. And this is the way the cards end up going, which is, we're sad, we miss you, we're doing well, though. So it's almost like saying, don't worry. So these are good.
Wow, great.
But the pain is there. There's still, whoever this is still misses you. Let's put it that way. Because of that pain is there, but they're growing. The pain is receding in this little plane. Let me see if I can find one more card that might help out. Because this kind of stuff kind of sticks in my throat. I get a lump, you know. It's just,
yeah.
This is the Six of Cups. Now that's a fascinating card for this. The Six of Cups is about memory of years gone by. It's a card of nostalgia. It's a card, you know, if we were doing a regular, say like romantic reading, it would refer to maybe somebody from your past coming back into your life. But in this case, we're talking about somebody who was in your life a long time and goes way back with you and has warm feelings for you. That's the Six of Cups. If you can do a search online and see what the Six of Cups looks like in several decks, you'll see it shows two happy children holding each other. Generally, so this is the message I'm seeing, which is it's somebody from your past who you've known for a long time, who was very close to you, who is saddened by being away from you, but is growing as a spirit and is doing well, is in a happy place because the pain and suffering has stopped. Okay?
Okay.
That's
Well, thank you.
I hope that helps. It's like I said, these kind of readings almost leave me speechless, you know, because
they're fascinating.
Yeah, and
it has been fascinating.
And it's not the kind of thing I ever thought of doing. You know, that's because it's funny that you said you've never had a reading like this. And until I started doing these shows, and it was several years into doing the show before somebody asked me about this. And I said, let's give it a shot, you know, because hey, I'm game, right? And that's where I realized the first thing I got was, like, you know, the death card. And that's what happened here, too.
Wow.
One more card is the Nine of Coins. That's a person who is at peace and one with themselves. So that's the message I'm getting, is that the spirit feels whole. But there's still that sadness of being apart. So that's, you know, everything else is happy. Okay?
Well, great. Well, I understand that when spirits pass over, there's a time of learning, supposedly, but there's also a great happiness of, like, being home, being whole.
Yes, and that's why I find, like I said, you can listen to all the other shows. If you pick one at random, you're probably going to hear another reading like this, and they generally follow that pattern, which is there's love, there's warmth, there's sadness, and then there's happiness. And the sadness, of course, is the separation. I'm personally kind of freaky about death. Like, I don't want to die in my sleep, for instance. You know what I mean? I want to know it's happening. You know, that's so. I'd like to experience it if at all possible, but I'm not quite ready for it now. And I've been very close to death several times in my life, and it's a very eerie feeling. And there's a history in my family that is odd. Of my mother once went to visit her mother in the hospital when her mother was dying. My grandmother was dying. And my grandmother started yelling at my mother and said, "What's the matter?" She said, "Why are you ignoring your father?" Well, this was in the mid-1970s, and my mother's father died in 1925. And her
he
mother
said
was saying,
what?
he's right there, and you're ignoring him. And, this really shook my mother's mind. Now, I'm going to jump ahead because not that many years ago, I think I may have told this story last week, in fact, so rather than, I'm repeating it, but I'll make it a little more brief, but I guess not everybody listens to every show. A few years back, I was in a cheap dive bar here in Hell's Kitchen, and there was a guy named Joe, and Joe would sit there and get drunk. And every once in a while, he would turn and say something to people that would alarm them. And one day, he turned and said something to me, and the bartender saw me and said, "Oh, Joe just told you something about your family, didn't he?" And I said, "Yes." I mean, Joe just said to me, and I didn't really know this guy, Joe. I mean, he was the guy who got drunk all the time. Said, "Your grandfather's very proud of the work you do." And I said, "Oh, yeah, which grandfather?" And he said, "The German one who used to be a publisher." Now, at the time, my wife and I ran a newspaper. And he said he likes what you're doing with the newspaper. We had made a minor sensation. We were in the New York Times and on television because we had uncovered corruption in the local government. So, and, I said, I'm not even sure that my sister knew that my grandfather was our grandfather was the publisher of Vogue in Europe, the European Vogue. Like I said, he died in 25, so we never knew him. I mean, I'm not that old, he died well before I was born. But you see, so I'm kind of, it's kind of spooky about this stuff. And a few times I have been at death's door, and not the least of which was in 2013 when the hospital gave me an infection after supposedly routine surgery. And the next thing you know, I'm in a room with like 6 other people. Everybody died, and then they would be replaced. And there was a nurse there who went berserk. She started crying and said, "I didn't sign up for this." And I was the only one who lived through it because it had been made clear to me that it wasn't time for me to go. Which, of course, I was in a great deal of pain. So God knows I wouldn't have minded going at that point. But, when the time comes, it comes. So I've been close. I've been around death. And to be able to do these readings, it kind of freaks me out a little bit. But I do them. And they follow this pattern. Mm-hmm. And I have to, I have a jokey answer. When people say, "Do you believe in life after death?" I say, "Of course I do. Where do you think we are?" But I don't know anymore. I'm wondering about it. I suppose there's so much evidence.
It's good to wonder.
Yeah.
And ponder. It really truly is. That's how you grow too.
Yes. Yeah. That's and growth. Each growth is, in a way, each bit of growth we do is like a death of an older version of us, I suppose. And it's just,
yes.
I have a lot of memories, by the way, which always confused my family. I have memories from things that I'm not supposed to have remembered. Like we would sit and watch movies on television when I was little, and it took place like in the 1920s or something, and I would say, as a child, I would say that didn't happen that way, and that would freak them out. I have no idea how I knew what it was, but now the question is, this gets into Rupert Sheldrake, a great scientist who I've stuff about him at my webpage, magic-works.com, my website. That memory is outside of the brain. Memory is not in the brain. He believes that there's a morphic resonance, and that's where memory lies, and we just tap into that. There's a lot to say in favor of that, because there's a lot of times we know things that we shouldn't know. It's like we're picking up somebody else's memories. So I'm just wondering where these come from. But the cards are a tool, and they show me the same thing so often that I believe me, I'm not a card manipulator. If I was, I'd be in Las Vegas instead of doing this. But I have no idea why it keeps happening, but it happens. So, that may be the subject of another book for me. I don't know. I might give it a shot. Well, I better run. I got to take a couple of more calls here. Like I said, I've been.
Okay, well, hey, Merry Christmas and
Thank you. Merry
Happy
Christmas
New
and Happy
Year.
New Year.
Let's get to New York.
Yeah, from Alaska
Okay,
to New York. Bye-bye now. And let's shuffle them up. New Year's a good time for me because my birthday is a few days afterwards. So I get to celebrate a lot. We're all shuffled up. And Purvi, right here in New York City, is next. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi. Thank you.
Hi. My pleasure. How are you tonight?
I'm okay.
Well, maybe we can make that a little
And
better. Let's
yourself?
see. I'm doing okay. I've missed so many shows because I was ill that
Oh.
I just chatter a lot now. So I'm trying to restrain myself. But it's so great to be. I get such a burst of energy from the radio audience and talking that. Man, something. Maybe I should have done the show while I was sick. It might have made me less sick. I don't know. So let's get right to your reading before I chew your ear off with the nonstop talk. How's that? What would you like to look at?
I would like to look at my love life.
Okay. Let's see if I can shuffle that up and see what we get. Interesting. Right now you're in a pause. There's a pause here. That's the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is like nothing much happening really, but you're going to enter a period.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this as delicately as I can. You're going to enter a period of great sensual delight. Okay? Because that's the Nine of Cups.
A period of what?
Great sensual delights.
Okay.
I mean, all kinds of enjoying all kinds of good pleasures, and I mean, it's a very good sign. I mean, there's only one warning, which is that people are going to be envious of you. That's not terrible, but it's just you're entering a period of great, almost luxury and exciting feelings and romance and it's I'm trying to keep this as decent as possible and success. It's going to be a very good period for you. I mean, you're going to go from a period of the Four of Swords, which is nothing happening really, just waiting for something to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised to hear that because I feel like I've been waiting forever.
Well, according to this, that waiting period may be coming to an end because there's a lot of like here's the Four of Rods, which is about happiness and joy, and there's just the card of the Sun, which is health and growth and healing and happiness. It's a very bright time, like the Four of Swords. The period of waiting is kind of dark, but there's a bright time coming for you. Now, here's something that's interesting. There's somebody who's interested in you. This is how I always interpret that card. The Four of Cups. It shows a person looking at three cups and doesn't notice a fourth cup off to the side, being handed out from a cloud, which means it's mysterious. Then that generally means there's somebody who's interested in you, but that person hasn't made these feelings known yet. So keep an eye out. There may be somebody around you who's just a little shy, but see, now here it is. Here's again the Ace of Cups. That's the beginning of romance, happiness, joy. All these cards show me that there's a period of great enjoyment and happiness coming your way shortly. Because I've got the Eight of Rods here, which means it's on the way. So this all comes after that card about waiting. So that waiting period is about to end. That's the way I look at it. I mean, these are all really good, happy, solid cards. And the thing is, there's a preponderance of cups, and cups are about the heart and emotions, and that should be good for you.
Well, I just have waited so long that I am seriously concerned about fertility.
Yeah, well, let me see what I can show you. There's cards for that too, which is like, okay, this is a little bit of this is pushing it along. Okay, the Page of Cups is the same thing. The Page of Cups is the appearance. It's not theoretical. Like if it was the Knight of Cups, it would be a theoretical thing. The Page it's right here. It's down to earth. It's real. The Empress, believe it or not, that's the card I was hoping to find. The Empress is a card of fertility. If you look at many tarot decks, you'll see it shows a woman surrounded by fruit and vegetables, and wheat. This is all about making things grow. It's a card of fertility. It's a card that a lot of people don't want to see, by the way. But you mentioned that, and there it is. Now, the Three of Cups is here, which is also a card. Cups again. All these cards are about romance and emotions and feelings. The Three of Cups traditionally indicates in this kind of a reading that it's somebody you're going to meet through friends.
Oh, okay.
So, but keep an eye, because I'm sure that there's somebody around you who's interested and hasn't let you know yet. So,
well, my problem is I don't ever feel drawn to or interested in anyone. I feel like I'm not in a place where I'm allowed to grow.
What is stopping you, do you think?
I mean, with the person.
Oh, okay. Well, it can be hit and miss. I mean, I was married once, and it didn't even last 2 years. Married again, and we're heading into 40 years now. So.
Oh, wow.
You keep trying. Either I've developed a severe lack of curiosity, or we hit it off very well. So who knows? But. You see, now, here you go. The High Priestess is here. That's an interesting card. That shows that you're a person of deep intuition, feeling, spiritual depth. And I think that card then showing up now is telling me to let you know that you should trust your feelings. And don't, if you don't feel drawn, then you're not, right? So I just think that this, I'm almost speechless, because this next card is about what I was going to say. The next card fits in with what you want. The next card is the Ten of Cups. That's about happiness in a home, and it shows people with children, and everybody. It shows you're going to attain that. When the time comes, you'll attain it. Okay. But I think. Go ahead.
No, so you can finish.
No, the period of waiting is coming to an end. Is the way I see it. In fact, the tower.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have the tower struck by lightning here, which means it could end fast. And now here's the star. The star is also another card of fertility. It's about hope and optimism, but it shows a little bird in a branch in a tree, and that is generally believed to be representative of the soul of the child about to be born. So there are 2 cards here showing fertility, and many cards showing happiness. It's coming your way. It's just taking longer than you want, obviously, but it's coming your way, okay?
Well, I think that it's interesting that you mentioned home, because that has been, it's a long story. I won't go into all the details, but that's been a very, like kind of the bane of my existence. I feel like it almost feels like my life is just survival mode. I'm surviving, and that's it.
Well, I see that changing. Do me a favor, because I've got to run, and I need to try to get in another call. But go to askoneradio.com tomorrow, or anytime after tomorrow, and listen to this call, and listen and picture the cards, because I'm telling you, this is what you're looking for is coming. Okay? I mean, I've got it right here again, which is the 10 of coins, which is all about that.
Okay.
The 10 of coins is about it. Okay? So I've got to run.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye now. And Julie in Apache Junction, Arizona is next. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliott.
Hi there.
Hi, Julie. Let's see if we can get you in here. We've got a few minutes left. What can I look at for you?
Relationship.
Okay. Let's shuffle them up. Oh boy. Are you married? Because if not, you're going to be.
Yes.
How's that?
I
Are
am.
you married?
I am.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. That's the first thing the cards, because it's kind of odd when there's a reading and they want to know about relationship. And I say, oh, you got a great relationship coming your way. And I find out the person's married. But the card I got is the Hierophant, which is a card of marriage, which tells me that you're in a relationship now, in a marriage. The Sun is here. That's a card of healing and health and growth. Have there been things that you had to work out in this marriage that have been like...
Somewhat, yes.
Yeah, well, this is telling me, and that's followed, by the way, by the Three of Swords, which is a card of sadness. So what I'm getting is that there have been some problems in the marriage. There's a good chance it'll work out. The High Priestess is here, which I just had for the previous caller, which indicates a very spiritual and intuitive person. So you know what's going on. You feel it, and you should go with your feelings. But what I'm seeing is that your relationship is entering a new phase. The Six of Swords is here. That's getting from where you are to where you want to be. You don't have to tell us what that phase is. Whatever, there's something you want, and you're going to go after it, and you're going to get it. That's the way I see it.
Awesome.
The Ten of Swords is here. The Ten of Swords means that the bad times are over. It looks to me like you're working your way through it. Whatever way this goes, it's going to be best for you. How's that?
Okay.
Sounds
good.
You see, the Death card is here, which doesn't mean you're going to die. It just means that the one phase of your life is coming to a close and another phase is beginning, which is why I say there's changes coming. And that's followed by the Six of Swords, which tells me that the change that's coming is the change that you want. And it's a change that you actively want and are working toward. So whatever, like I said, you don't have to get too personal with everybody listening. But what I'm seeing here is you know what you want. You're working on getting it. Here's the Three of Rods, which is waiting for results. And you're very spiritual because that not just the High Priestess, but I have the Magician card here. And of course the Hierophant, which is the card that led me to believe that you were married, which was, that's also a spiritual thing. So there's a lot at work at play here. It's not a simple situation, but you're going to get what you want and you're working at it and it's showing up. Okay?
Awesome.
I will light a candle.
You.
I'll light a white candle after the show to send you some positive energy. How's that?
That would be amazing.
Okay, I'll do that. I've got to run now.
Okay.
Hey.
Thank you for taking my call.
My pleasure. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
And folks, that's it. You've come to the end of Reverend Elliott's Magical Window, Year 11. We've just rounded off Year 11, and we will be back next week with the beginning of Year 12. I hope I sound like I'm a 12-year-old. I don't know what that means, but gosh, it's been so long since I've started doing this that I get edgy when I don't do it, and I get so much energy doing it, and I hope it comes across that I really enjoy our time together, or I wouldn't have been doing it all these years. Gosh, Dave sent me a message here, said if the producer, if this was high school, I'd be a senior now. You see, I knew one day I'd be a senior. It's not like my Social Security check doesn't tell me that every dang month, I'm a crotchety old man. Jeepers creepers. I'm completely a senior, huh? I'm old. Let's face it. I mean, I was born old. Let me put it that way. I mean, I'm old at heart. And like that's what I'm saying. I'm convinced I was here in the 1920s and the teens. One day I'll tell you how I was injured in World War I, long before I was born this time around. But that, as they say, is for another day and maybe even for another book. But until we meet again, I just want to remind you, my website is magic-works.com, magic-works.com. And that has 103 or 4 pages of fascinating stuff. mojoacademy.org. There's a book there that will change your life. I seriously think you might want to consider one of those books there. There's loads of books about all kinds of esoteric subjects. You can even learn how to hypnotize people. So I got to get out of here in 8 seconds. So remember, what you are, I almost got that backwards, right? What you are is the universe's gift to you. What you become is your gift back to the universe. See you next week. Bye-bye now.
Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Sacred Insights with Andrea Baker. Live from mindbodynourish.etsy.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Sacred Insight on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sacred Insights. I am Andrea Bacon. Thank you for being here today. So I hope everyone is doing really well. And, I just wanted to mention before we get started on the show that I will be offering a new reading for 2024. And that will be delivered to your inbox after the first of the month. And we can take a look at the first half of the year in career and wellness, and the second half of the year in relationships and self-development, and any overall theme and messages that come through and main advice. And that is going to be available for purchase starting tomorrow at stan.store/medium Andrea, which is ANDREA. And that you can take a look at that if you want, starting tomorrow. Okay. For this week, if you celebrate any of the holidays around this time of the year, the energies are feeling really positive, which is great. So the sun moves into Capricorn, and we have the solstice in the northern hemisphere, and we have Yule in the southern hemisphere. We have this, we have Yule in the northern hemisphere and Litha in the southern hemisphere. And the messages are just, if you've been waiting for something to come in, it is coming around the corner, and just take this time while you're waiting to do a reflection. There may be some energies that would be helpful for you to release, to let go of. There may have been some trickster energies from the past that have put you on this path of leveling up in order to take your power back, and it's actually helped you. And so just to let go of anything that you might be holding onto that those people may have projected onto you, because great things are coming in the future, and any financial constraints are going to improve. So those cycles are going to be ending, and there's a big new energy starting. So I'm going to go ahead and take a caller. We have Tully in Australia. Tara in Australia.
Correct.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. So what would you like to talk about?
Just any advice you might have for me at this stage in my life, please.
Okay. Let's take a look and see what comes up. I don't know if you've been gardening, but I'm seeing like pink flowers. So you have a lot of help from the spirit, from your angels, your ancestors around you right now. They are guiding you. They're asking you to take some time, either just to simplify your life, either to declutter your home or to balance some activities out, balance some daily, schedule, and just take some time it just feels like this energy of slowing down, not rushing into action, at this time and kind of waiting for things to click in, like some pieces of the puzzle to come in for you.
Okay.
And they're talking about doing morning affirmations. Like a lot of it I'm picking up on has to do with your daily schedule. It's almost like this feeling of starting out your day, really gearing up for the day to make it as productive and high vibe as possible so that your mindset is really good. And, you know, for you to be like in this positive of a frame of mindset that you're able to do. Because it's this energy of like like you're manifesting something. Does that make sense to you at all?
What was the last thing you just said? Sorry.
The last part I was talking about, I feel like there's something that you are wanting to happen, wanting to come in.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I would like to make some money.
Okay. So I feel like they're talking about starting your day off in a really positive frame of mind, like possibly doing some affirmations.
Sure.
You are getting help from your spirit team. You know, if you're just so you know that they are around you, helping you. They want you to really slow down a little bit here and not try to rush into action and not try to force things to happen. But to know that you're being helped and just kind of simplify your life, like your flow of activities. Let me see, like balancing the flow of activities that you do so that you are, taking time to tune in, taking time for yourself and like connecting in with yourself, connecting in with your spirit team.
Do you mind if I ask who would be part of my spirit team? Would that be people that have passed, or is it? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking about like your spirit guides, basically, mostly your spirit guides and angels. But when we talk about our intuition and the guidance that we all are, can access, it comes from tuning in and having that strong connection, like with our spirit guides and angels. And then, and then like they're basically talking about reflecting on what your guidance is telling you on a regular basis so that you can take your guided action steps to bring in the money and the things.
So how do I access this guidance?
I'm sorry, access silence?
How do I access the guidance? Yeah. Spiritual guidance. How do I access that?
That can be done through, it's through meditation, but opening up your chakras. So like if you do some daily activities, starting with grounding your energy, I always, that's something that's important so that we're not all up in our head and we're in our body and connected, just grounded. But if you do a meditation daily or pretty regularly, where you are tapping into your chakras, the main 7 chakras that we have, like the root chakra, the sacral, the solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown chakras. So if you go into each one of your energy centers and just spend like a minute or a few minutes, if you have the time, you can release blocks and open those up. And we carry energies, and those energies get stored in there from past. It can be past traumas, things within relationships that we've held on to. Our feelings, our emotions get stuck in those energy centers. And we want to release that stuff as much as possible. And so when you go in and do like those visualizations for like the corresponding colors of each chakra, and you like basically ask your guides, ask your angels to go in with you to each energy center to remove any blocks, remove any energies in there that you don't need to be carrying around, and to visualize the colors that go with it and that the white light in it in each one of those energy centers. That is really going to open your energy up. It's going to help you be able to connect with your guides, and then you can ask questions of your guides that you want to know. Sit in silence. Don't force the answer. The answer may actually come later in the day or another day. It is like a muscle that you strengthen. And so don't worry about it if you're not getting anything. But it's just like the process.
And how will I, sorry to interrupt you, but how will I receive that answer? Mentally or
yes,
visually?
A lot of the time, well, I mean, honestly, it can be any of those, whichever clairs, like your clairvoyance through a picture in your mind, or through like a knowing. Clairaudiently could be a sound that sounds like your voice, it would sound kind of like your own voice. And so, but a lot of times if you're busy during the day and something comes to you, like just out of the blue, that's definitely from spirit and your guidance. And especially when it comes to you just out of the blue, you weren't trying to get an answer, that's definitely also your spirit guides and angels giving you the answers that you need as well. So it can come through all the clairs, and you're opening up your clairs when you're going through your chakras like that, if you just kind of stick with it and do it as often as possible. But I hope that helps. That is actually going to do it for me for today. So thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Bye.
All right, you too. Thank you. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, you can always email me at andrea.bacon444@gmail.com. You can take a look at the readings that I have at stan.store/mediumandrea. And I have videos posted on TikTok at Mind Body Nourish. And you can always go in and check out my Facebook and Instagram pages as well at Medium Andrea. Have a great week. Thank you.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Medicine for Your Spirit with Raylene Byrne. Raylene Byrne. Live from RayleneByrne.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, ask1radio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Medicine for Your Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Namaste, everyone. Merry Cosmos and Happy No Fear New Year. It's going to be a big one for everyone. So I've come on today. I'm in a very mischievous mood. As you can see, I've got my little elf Santa pants, whatever, jumping around. I woke up this morning and out on my decking here down in Australia on the summer solstice here. I know Northern Hemisphere is in their winter solstice. I saw a crow, two crows, being bamboozled by two willy wagtails, tiny little birds, and with the crows, or the ravens, you call them ravens in the Northern Hemisphere. And it was just so funny to watch the stubbornness of the crows and the willful, annoyance of the beautiful willy wagtails trying to scare the crows off. So that was the first thing I saw this morning. So it was quite beautiful to watch and funny. And then I went to the front part of my house and here was a massive, big green tree frog. It had just finished laying thousands of eggs in this big pot that I was about to redo for our season here. So I can't touch it because there's future green tree frogs in there. So we've got lots of creative energy around, lots of excitement, lots of momentum, lots of new things, new birth, new growth. This is what this season can be about, the festive season. Yes, family and connection, but also looking at where we've been, where we're going, how we want to be ourselves in what's coming up. So I have a caller, Joni from, I missed out where she was from, Texas? Iowa. Joni from Boone, Iowa. How can I help you, Joni? Hello. Merry Cosmos to you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you also. So I was just wondering if there are any messages from my husband for me or my kids.
So your husband's passed?
Yeah, 6 months ago, this past Friday.
Okay. So I will pull a couple of cards for you. I don't normally work with the mediumship stuff. Mm-hmm. The reason is we can connect ourselves to that. So I think I will just give you some messages for you and your children from.
Okay. Otherwise, I would just do like a general type reading.
Yeah.
Okay.
You happy with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So let's see, coming into this next 2 weeks, so finishing off 2023, stepping into 2024. The first thing coming, before I've even pulled a card, the first thing coming through is tying up loose ends. Really important to tie up loose ends. And right now it is a really good time to start shedding, like a snake sheds its skin. When a snake sheds its skin, what it's doing, the new aspects of itself, the new skin is already in place. And as the snake sheds, the whole old skin comes off, even the lenses over its eyes. So it's a time of shedding for new beginnings, new visions, new ways forward, new sights, new inclusivity. So that's the first couple of things that popped in when I was just tuning in. So we've got Joni, general messages for Joni from beyond for these next couple of weeks for this season of goodwill, generosity, introspection, reflection, creativity. Okay. Here we go. This is for Joni. First one I'm getting for you, Joni, is higher choices. So coming into these next few weeks, it's always taking the higher road. I want to say taking the higher road, higher choices, higher consciousness, higher awareness, higher intentions. So whatever it is, often I'll put it this way, often we get trapped in a particular way of thinking, and we don't pay attention enough to what we're actually thinking or what we're saying or what we're doing. And we go into this repeat cycle. For things to change, for things to open up, for things to be more expansive, more creative, more spacious, we need to choose something higher. So an example of that would be, this is just an example, I'm not saying this is where you're at. So a person could have a job and they're saying, oh, I'm really tired of this job. It's not challenging anymore. It pays my bills. I know what I'm getting week to week, but, I suppose I'll just stay there. I should be grateful, but it really annoys me. That's sort of a thought that we would often have. And a higher thought would be, a higher choice thought would be, I've had this job, it's taught me a lot, I've met some really great people, I've learned some new skills, I've learned a lot about myself, and now I'm ready for the next growth spurt or the next expansion of myself. And I'm ready to explore what else is there. So I'm going to align with something better or something more or something that is ready for me. That is like a higher choice. So what we start to do is we lift our energy by the thoughts, amplifying our thoughts. We lift the energy much higher caliber. So we start to direct more of what we want for our lives. So this is about really looking at what you want for yourself, your children, and starting to think about it in the ways that that's where what you're aligning to, what you're attuning to, where you want to be. That's the first thing. The next one coming up for you is passion. This is beautiful energy of Pele, the goddess of volcanoes. So this is the fire. It's all within you. I love this so much because the thing is, when we see a volcano erupt, what's coming out of it is something from deep within the earth. That magma is flowing up and out. So it's coming from deep within. So it feels like it's nearly, not quite, but it's nearly time for you to start looking at what is going to get you jumping again. What's the passion? Where are you going to put your energy, your creative force? We need to start tapping into a way to bring that up because it makes you feel better. I'm hearing it straight away. It makes you feel better. So it's nearly time to start looking at what is it for you that you would like to be doing that's going to get that internal fire going again and that joy de vivre, so to speak. So that's something to look at over the next couple of weeks. What you would like to start pulling into your life or engaging in that's going to elevate you and bring you joy and happiness. And I want to say, and I don't mean it in a way that you don't have a purpose, but more you expressing your purpose, you expressing you in ways that are joyful. That's sort of what I'm getting with that. The last one here for you is strength. Now, this is something that you probably gained a lot of, especially if you've been through this situation. I'm sorry to hear about that, about your partner. But strength, the light at the end of the tunnel, and this is a really beautiful message, the light at the end of the tunnel, you're coming through it. And yes, it's been tough, and yes, you've had to learn a lot, and yes, you've had to grow a lot, and yes, a lot's been placed on your shoulders. But who is the person that you've become because of it? This is when we learn our true strength and our true abilities and our true capabilities, it really takes us into a different level of self-value, self-respect, and self-honouring. So strength is not something that's inherited. It's something that we earn. Strength is not something that's gifted to us. It's something that we have to methodically work through, and we start to reveal it. It exists within us. And if there's one thing that the whole planet has had the journey of in the last few years, that's the journey of inner strength. It's through resilience. All the crazy stuff that's gone on, we've had to pivot, we've had to shift direction, we've had to open our minds, we've had to find new ways. This is all part of strength. When we lose someone dear to us, close to us, a loved one, a person who's important to us, we have to draw on a lot of inner strength to carry on for those who are still there with us, our dependents, our children, our family members. So there's a lot of strength in you. And it means it's what it's going to do. It's going to carry you forward quite powerfully into 2024. And I feel like I really want to pull one more for you. The strength to keep your heart open. I knew there was something else. Look at this. The strength to keep your heart open. And you've probably given a lot of time to your children and your family and supporting them and being supported. Now it's time for you to start looking at what's for me now. And it's going to be okay. You've got the strength and you've got the open heart. It's time to open your heart up to yourself and to what else is being offered to you. So that's your message for the next few weeks. I hope that's helpful for you.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful. So that's your little message. So good luck with all of that. And yes, it will be a challenging festive season. This is the first one. So stay in the heart and just know that beautiful, your partner, he lives on energetically with all the memories. He's in your children, in you. All the memories, all the energy around Christmas. It'll be a beautiful time to celebrate him as well.
Yeah, we've been struggling a little bit with all that stuff like that lately.
Beautiful. Know that his energy's there. So thank you for letting me do this for you. I hope it's supportive, and have a really beautiful embrace with everyone on this festive season, this Christmas time. Let them give to you and let yourself receive. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Bye. So, as I was saying before the call, it is a really important time to think about where we want to be in 2024. It's going to be a very expansive year for most of us. And as I said to this beautiful caller, Joni, we've all developed so much resilience over the last few years, and we've cultivated a lot of strength. And we're really going to have to move with that as we come into this new year, because it's going to be quite fast. There's going to be lots of change, big transformations everywhere. So being able to stay with the strength that we are, and as with Joni, staying with an open heart, being able to give and receive without barriers, without judgment, without conditions, is a really powerful place to be. It's a very strong place to be in ourselves. So from my humble heart and my soul of service, thank you for, sharing those few moments a week with me, those who tune in. Remember that you are the medicine for your spirit. You have it all. If you would like to connect with me, please come to my website, raylanebyrne.com. There's lots of stuff there. If you'd like to have any work with me, it's all there as well. So from my home and my heart to yours and your home and your heart, Merry, Merry Cosmos. Happy No Fear New Year. And I look forward to seeing you in 2024. Bye for now.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for the mini medium with Stephanie Cowan. Live from tarotwithsteph.net. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Mini Media on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
All right. Hi, guys. I'm trying to get myself still together. It's been one of those days. This is your mini medium on the A1R Psychic Radio. and the beautiful Moonstruck TV. And again, I am your mini medium and super excited to be back. And I still sound a little raspy. I apologize. I've been getting or trying to fight this dang upper respiratory virus called pneumonia. So that's been fun. So if you hear me, cough a little bit throughout the show, I apologize. It's just this residual leftover stuff. But thank goodness I'm on the up and up, and just so grateful for everybody that sent their well wishes and their prayers and their good healing vibes and all of that good stuff. So I hope you all are getting ready for the big holiday that's coming up. So Christmas here in the U.S. and other, around the world, how they celebrate in their own special ways. So I know that this time of year is so hard, especially for those who have lost loved ones. So all of my good healing vibes and prayers and positive energy and love and light goes to everybody out there during this time that is struggling with, the loss of a loved one. Especially, like I said, through the holidays are always so difficult. But I'll tell you, with that said, that is where I feel that we, and when I say we, mediums, psychics, light workers, we are here to hopefully give some, comfort or closure or peace or, healing, whatever it may be. That is our purpose, and especially during these times. So I'm happy to be able to be on A1R Psychic Radio to do that. And I love and feel so blessed to work with some incredible people with A1R, and just how just authentic everybody is that works for the station and behind the scenes and all the other readers out there. So it's definitely not an easy quote unquote job, but doing as I do, definitely the positive outweighs negative if there is such a negative thing. But I always say it's a blessing and a curse. So, we have our good days and our bad days. And an important thing I'm going to throw out there, and I'm going to pull our affirmation, but I have without a doubt the reason that I have gotten sick so much this year is because I have not been practicing what I preach by taking care of myself and making sure that I do a good cleanse and do that inner self-love and self-care. So please do as I say, not as I do. How's that? So thank goodness I've had amazing clients and family and friends that have been so good with just hanging in there and allowing me to get better before we did readings. So we've had to reschedule many, but I promise I'll be back in full force and it'll be worth it. So, okay. All right. So I'm going to pull the affirmation for today. And then, of course, we'll take our callers. So in true, I guess, Christmas fashion, if you will, I'm going to pull the number 25. Now, that does not mean that that was not the number that I've been saying the last couple of days. It actually has been. And let's see, sorry. So 25 ironically has been the number. So 25 in my visions would be the 25th of a month. This would be February 5th. This would be the age of 25. And what else in that connection? Someone who could possibly be born in 1925. So this is how souls come through when I start to channel, when I start to get messages. So please keep that number 25 in mind. And I'm sure that it's going to be for sure tonight in some way, shape, or form. Okay. All right, my friends. So tonight, our affirmation, boy, man, I'll tell you, I giggle every time because every time I read these affirmations, it's almost like my guides are yelling at me in my face. So the affirmation for everybody out there, and especially during the holiday season, it says, my patience is being rewarded. My turn will come. So again, my patience is being rewarded. My turn will come. So having that patience, again, in whatever it is that you are trying to manifest in life, I'll tell you, patience is very hard. Immediate gratification is something that a lot of people struggle with. So give it time, be patient, and just know that the universe or God or whoever you feel your maker is will reward you, especially when you are putting in the work. I promise it definitely will come to fruition. So I have noticed it myself and have witnessed it with others as well. So, okay. All right. Well, I am excited to take my first caller, and this lady doesn't live too far from me. So this is Catherine, and Catherine is in Denver, Colorado. Hi, Catherine. This is the mini medium. How are you?
Hi, I'm so grateful to speak with you. I'm doing well, thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Just getting through and getting ready for the holidays. It's a busy time of year for sure. Yeah. I always say it comes so fast, and we stress about it, and then it comes and it's gone within 10 minutes. It's like,
so true.
Like waiting for a ride at Lagoon, or at Disneyland.
Right, it's the worst traffic jam ever.
Yes, for sure. Yes. Well, how can I help you tonight, my friend?
I just need some direction, if you don't mind. I'm really in a struggling situation. I've been forced into an early retirement from a job that I was passionate about and loved because of a medical condition. I've applied for disability. I've gotten denied repeatedly. I just spent 3 hours for Social Security office again today with another denial process. And I will be penalized if I attempt to work, or I wait for the 9 months for them to make the final decision about the disability application. So I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm supposed to work or just wait for the disability application. And even if I get approved, it doesn't even cover the cost of my rent per month. So I just don't know what to do. I'm just kind of struggling, very kind of weary right now.
Yeah. Okay.
And the other thing I'd like to ask about is my love life. I have a gentleman that is the love of my life. We've been together about 5 years, but it's kind of a complicated situation, as they all are. I'm just hoping that we'll have a long, successful love life together. I'm hoping to have some direction there.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's I pull a couple cards for you and see. Sometimes I will use my cards for some direction and just some guidance. So a couple things that let's address the disability, the financial part of your question first. And then we'll see if we've got some time to touch base on the relationship. But so a couple of things that have come up that I feel now, not to get into, I know, not me personally, but people that I have witnessed, family that have really struggled, with getting disability. I know, for one, it's not an easy, process anyways. It's many times of being rejected, many times of having to appeal. Now that doesn't apply to everybody, but just from my personal perspective, I've watched and seen how many people have really struggled to get that approval. And then, it's 3, 4, 5 years down the road and they're still trying to, get approved. So,
which is such a disturbance. I've been paying into the system since I was 14 years old. So I've been paying into the system for 40 years.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you. And I think that's one thing that's frustrating is when we put into that benefit, but yet we struggle so hard to get approved for it, when we need it. So I completely understand.
I found that my most recent denial was because I had a very small amount in my 401k, which I've already cashed out to pay rent the last 3 months. After an extended hospital stay, I was in the hospital for like 4 months, and I cashed out my 401k to pay rent, and I got penalized for that. That's why I got denied this last go around.
Gotcha.
It wasn't that much. It was a few $1,000s, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, so when it comes to with with the disability and the next step that I see coming, I did pull a couple cards, by the way, just to get some idea here. Now, the one thing that I'm noticing that's very that's sticking out to me as far as intuitively is also just kind of again, you have free will choice and you can decide how you want to proceed. But I do feel that there is some lacking, how do I put it? Some lacking medical paperwork. It feels to me like there needs to be more in order for this to be pushed through, in order for this to possibly be approved. It just feels to me like there's some documentation when it comes to, your past, how do I put this? Your past care that needs to be either updated or worded differently, and in that sense. So it just feels to me, it's like, I guess the vision I can tell you that I'm really getting, Catherine, is not all the I's have been dotted and not all the T's have been crossed. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying, but it doesn't make sense, like, to me specifically, because I only got notice of this appointment for the Social Security Administration 2 days ago, and the appointment was today. And I followed through in every way I could. I had letters from doctors, I have hospital records, everything I gave them in person today.
Gotcha. Okay. So, so the way that
there might be something lacking that I don't know of,
Right. So, when it comes to that, here's my just intuitively moving forward. Keep aggressively pushing forward with this. I do feel that if you're in the beginning stages of this, which it may be that case, just really be very diligent about all the paperwork that's being given, being sent in by the doctors, whoever may be. That's where I'm saying I feel like there's just, I know how very anal that, the approval can be. So just be very diligent about that, even if you have to hire representation, which I do feel like that's what's going to be coming next in order for.
If I could afford it, I would, But,
yeah.
And I'm not allowed to apply for work in the 9 months while they wait to make the decision process. But the decision process to go through it take up to 9 months. I'm not allowed to apply for work, so I'm not allowed to have an income. But I don't know.
Wow. Yeah. It's kind of, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place when it comes to that. I'm so sorry, my friend. Well, I'll tell you, just, I feel there's a favorable outcome. I really do. And I don't just say things to say them. I will tell you yes or no. I always say I don't sugarcoat things. I will tell you it's just going to be, it's looking a couple, 3 more years out there. So that's where your free will choice comes in and says, okay, is it worth it? Or do I, keep pushing forward with it, So just
either surrender and die. I just don't know anymore. I've been brought back from death 5 times, and and I struggle so much. And I'm a very stubborn person. You probably can see that a little bit, which is both one of my biggest gifts and one of my biggest defects, because I'm so stubborn. It made me a really good addict for years, but I'm so stubborn that I fought back. After I was pronounced dead twice in 2017, the doctor gave me 1% chance of living, and said if I lived on the 1% chance, I would never walk, talk, or feed myself again. I went straight back to the full-time work at the airlines right after that.
Wow.
And I got forced into a retirement from the airlines because of a stroke.
Oh, my goodness. I am so sorry. My friend. Well, I'll tell you, I can definitely tell you have determination. That is for sure. And I can tell you have that very fiery, stubborn, like you said, personality to where, don't surrender to this. You've gotten through a whole lot worse, my friend. So, keep pushing through, because like I said, there's a favorable outcome. It's just going to take some time, and I get that.
Don't go gently into the light now.
Yeah, no, please don't. Please don't. Keep pushing through. I always say, you've gone this far. You've gotten through a lot worse. So keep pushing through. Keep pushing. Just make sure.
There's got to be better. Yeah.
Advocate. Yeah, exactly.
High intentions. This great book I read, The Philosophy, is about setting your personal thermostat. For example, you walk into a room, you set the thermostat at 74. You don't go tinker with it. You don't go mess with it all day. You expect it to ride. You can set your own personal thermostat for a day. I expect the day to be full of blessings and great interactions with loving, kind people. You expect the day to rise to it. I've tried to set my personal thermostat so high for success and love and not wealth, but just stability.
Yeah.
I feel it's just not rising to my expectations.
Yeah.
I'm in a constant state of prayer. I pray constantly, almost obsessively. Sorry, you're really getting the journal version of this tonight.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I always say that writing and journaling is such a great way to get that energy out, so you're not keeping it, all bottled up and then eventually, in a sense, exploding later, That's beautiful. I love that. And I love how you put that. So hang in there with that. And yeah, you're welcome. All right, my friend. Well, I have another caller waiting, but I wish you so much luck. I will send you such good healing vibes and positive vibes, love and light, everything I possibly can to help you get through this, and sending you well wishes and happy holidays. Okay.
Thank you for your wisdom, my friend. You be blessed. You're a blessing to me.
You as well. Oh, thank you, hon. Take care of you. Okay.
Thank you. You as well.
Okay.
I think I will.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Bye, hon. Okay. All right, my friends. Okay. All right. So now, Sandra. Hi, Sandra. This is Stephanie, your mini medium. How can I help you tonight?
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I just want to good. Thank you for asking. I'm so excited. I guess I'm for You said good? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
I'm excited.
Yay.
You're okay.
I know. I just a career reading. I have some things going on, so I wanted to know what you see.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, that's been kind of the theme tonight. It's interesting. I feel like as we go into the 2024 year, there's so many, I guess our mind go all over the place with different goals and new direction, all about those New Year's resolutions, which I'm not a big fan of New Year's resolutions, but, I think sometimes some people like to do those just to get themselves motivated for sure. So, okay. All right, my friend. Well, I wanted to pull a couple cards for you to see what's coming up in that first. Let me here. Now, I'm just writing a couple down. Okay, well, here's the first thing that I am being pulled towards you. For one, you have an amazing, just your voice, your energy. You have a very high vibrational frequency, as we call it. Your energy is beautiful, by the way. You have a great energy, which ultimately is what's going to help push you through and help you to obviously be the best that you possibly can and the best version that you can during this lifetime. So keep doing as you're doing, especially with that beautiful energy. Now, this next year, going into 2024, the one thing that I really, the first vision I get, and that's how my premonitions and my gifts start to kick in, is a whole new direction and change in your career / soul's purpose. Does that make sense? I just feel like I see you starting to realize there's more to this life than what you've been doing.
Oh, 100% whole new career. Yes.
Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Perfect. So now some things that I would just say to be mindful of as I see coming into next year with that. For one, well, you have you've got to be either a fire sign, my friend, or you've got to be an air sign. What is your zodiac sign?
Taurus.
A Taurus. Okay. Oh, I think Taurus is Earth sign though. Is Taurus Earth?
It is Earth, yeah.
Yeah, it is Earth. Oh, are you on a cusp by chance? Your birthday?
Very close to it, the 18th. So the cusp, I believe, is the 22nd.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I'm sitting here going, man, you've got a little earthy vibe coming from you, but I definitely feel like you've got that.
I feel like I should be a Gemini.
See, and that's what I am. I'm a Gemini, and that's exactly what I was just going to say. You are an air sign.
We get along very well. I love Gemini. So.
See? Oh, I love that. Yeah, I knew it. I would be willing that if you had your chart done, which I don't do that. I sure would love to learn, but I'm willing to bet you have a lot of the Gemini in your chart. So the Gemini being that air sign, you're also very easygoing, you're ebb and flow. So when it comes to this new career, I feel like you're going to fit into it beautifully. It's going to be perfect. The only concern, if it's a concern, I wouldn't even know if concern's the right word. I would just be mindful that, here, I would say at least until about March of next year, things may not be going exactly how you had hoped, but hang in there because I feel like there's a shift right around that springtime to where you'll see things get to where, oh, okay, it's making sense. Now, I can move forward with what I really want to do with this career and take what I learned in the last few months and then run with my ideas, if that makes sense, because I feel like you've got some amazing healing energy. Geminis and even Taurus have that very healing, want to take care of people, want to see people be happy, get that, that we fill our own cup up by seeing other people fill theirs up. So be prepared for next year to right about summertime, taking off just exponentially. It just feels like it takes off like a rocket. So, with that said, I also feel like I see you bringing someone in to your business or your line of work with you to help, to assist. So if you haven't already, does that make sense?
100%.
Beautiful. I love it. So now I want to know, what is it that you're going into? Can I ask what career direction?
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you everything because you did really well. So I am going into the film and television industry, which we are having a script written, and we gave him the deadline of March that we'd like a final draft. So your timeline is very good. So, I could see this taking us, pushing him, rewriting, and all of that stuff that goes into this. And it taking that long till April or May, like you said, because now once we have it, now we have to shop it. The other thing that you talked about, bringing someone in, makes total sense. I do have a partner on this, but we will need to bring people in to execute the project. So that made total sense. And the healing energy, I'm a Reiki master and a medium. So you nailed all of it. That's why I put in the thing. I'm like, oh my God, I want a reading. I never get readings. I'm always giving them. So
right. Oh my gosh. Sandra, I'm the same way. I always say the healer needs healing too. And I want to find something. Yeah. I love it. Well, I always think, I want to be read. I want someone to read.
I would love to.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Off topic, you and I can connect later, but you did really good. Is there anything else that you see?
Yeah, so are you in a relationship? Are you dating?
I've been in one for a while.
You have? Okay.
8 years.
Married.
Yeah, like a month. No, okay. 8 years though. But tell me what you see. No.
Okay. Yeah. No, I am. So, well, for one, you validated I didn't see the marriage commitment, which is fine. the signs I get when it's, committed through, legally, it's a different feeling, a different vision. So you validated why that was there. 8 years with somebody, I don't know how it is where you are in California, Utah, it's common law marriage. So, you kind of become, where your stuff is my stuff is your stuff, that kind of crap. So, but I feel like in this relationship, I like it. I feel good about it. I know I've got about a minute left. My producers let me know, but I just want to tell you one thing that I saw with the relationship is that make sure, in a sense, I guess, if you will, that you are taking time to do for you and not always worried about them and what you can do for them, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, it does.
You put a lot of energy and effort into making them happy, which is fine, but make sure you're giving back to yourself, okay?
Yeah, I definitely understand that.
Right. Good. All right, my friend. Well, I have to sign off. My show's already ending, but I'm so happy to have met you. And you have a wonderful holiday, okay? Yeah.
Okay,
it was so nice meeting you. All right, hon. Bye-bye. All right, guys. This is your mini medium. Have a happy holiday and a happy new year. I will see you guys next week. Okay? Bye, guys.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Full Circle Wellness U with Renee John. Live from FullCircleWellnessU.net. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Full Circle Wellness U on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey, y'all. How are you doing? Welcome to my show. We are back once more. It's Reset Wednesday. And for Reset Wednesday, we always like to, take a moment, reflect on what we've been doing this week. And if we'd like to, we can reset that. We can shift anything that hasn't been quite what we wanted it to be. Or, hey, maybe it's been a great week and you want to boost it up more. And how we do that is the way I like to do that anyways, is to take your time and take a nice breath in, in through your nose and out through your mouth. That's it. And continue to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. this is a nice little reminder that, nothing that's happened really has to be concrete and stone. Sometimes the worst things that happen to us, actually, when we look back on them later, turn out, that there was a great blessing in that or a great lesson in that. And I love to remember that, because a lot of times, we're having a really rough time and we think this is it. And what I tell myself, where there is tomorrow, the sun's going to come up again and we're going to have a whole nother day and a whole nother time to, make some new choices, some new changes, some new decisions. And whatever's happened back there, it's always to me on the left, whatever's happened back there is back there. And I can forgive myself, reset my day, reset my moment, and move forward and move over here into the bright new present. Let's be in the present, and also thinking and desiring and dreaming about the future. But the place where we want to stay really is in the present, because, the point of power is in the present. This is the power point, and it's now, right now. And this is really all we have control over. We can't change what's happened in the past, and we really are we're manifesting the future, and we're, imagining and seeing and dreaming and desiring all the beauty that's coming. But at the same time, there's a lot of play there. I like to say, we pray for God's will be done, the universe's will to be done, and to bring us what we need at our highest and greatest, and go ahead and see it that way. But at the greatest is to stay here in the moment and to be able to get back to your breath, connect into this space. And the other thing I really like to do, and I've been practicing this more and more, is turning off electronics, turning off everything, stepping outside the room from people, walking out in the garden, walking out in the woods, even if it's freezing cold, bundling up, getting out in the snow, whatever you got to do just to get to that place of quiet. Because when you're in that quiet place, that's where you develop your gifts. That's where your guides come in and your spirit teachers come in, the angels come, and you get to make connections on a level like you can't when you're in chaos. All this electronic beeping and whirling and twirling and people gabbing and talking and all the fear mongering and, all that drama. It's just not where you need to be centered. And when you're centered, that's where you connect. And I do teach that. I love to teach people how to connect with their inner self and their higher self, their guides, their angels, and to not only connect with them, but to develop their spiritual gifts. More and more people are contacting me and telling me they're developing these incredible gifts. And it's really interesting, because the newest thing that's happening for me is when I'm talking to people, I'm getting smells. Tonight in the car, coming back from Chattanooga, Tennessee, I was talking to my husband and I said, "Do you smell bleach?" And he said, "No, but I was thinking about bleach." And I said, "Really?" And we were out in the middle of nowhere in the dark coming home and nothing in the car or anything. And he says, "Yeah, I was thinking that if, I could put on a hazmat suit and grab some bleach, I could go over and visit Victor. That's our son who's been sick." And I laughed and I said, "Well, that's strange. Last week, twice, two different people, I was talking to them on the phone, and one of them I knew exactly what they were cooking, and the other one was just astounded that I even knew she was in her kitchen." And it's just really interesting, because the way I knew, I could smell it. And this is a whole nother side of my gifts. When I communicate and I find lost animals or lost people, oftentimes I get taste, and that's hard to maybe explain in this quick show. But looking for a lost wolf dog at one time, I tasted raw rotten shrimp. And no, I've never ate raw rotten shrimp. I've tried not to my whole life, but I did. And I was able to lead them to a busted bait bucket with raw rotten shrimp in it. And the animal was very close to there, and they reunited with them, I think, in about 45 minutes. And I was in Tennessee and they were in Florida, by the way. So that was something that I developed many years ago. But this thing with this scent has just been blowing my mind this last few weeks. So, if you're starting to develop new skills, new gifts, go with it, write it down, ask about it, ask your guides, pray on it, meditate on it, whatever your faith is, however you connect, and, just believe in it, just believe in it. And, oftentimes I'll write things down, seal them up in an envelope and set them aside. And then years later, when I open those up and it's got the date on it and everything, it's like, it reminds me, it's confirmation that I am a spirit being connected to spirit. And then I'm not just this little human Renee walking around in this skin, doing the stuff that I've done in my life. So, it's pretty cool. So just remember to always reset, not get hung up on anything in the moment, and to know that, there's so much more, guys. There's just so much more than what we're seeing right here in front of our face. This is just a little glimpse of what's happening. Sometimes I feel like we really are living in a dream state, because there's so much more that's so much more real and beautiful than what is happening in my physical world. The other thing I'd like to say tonight is, or to share tonight, is my health update. So many of you know, and you've been walking through this with me, I got my lemon water buddies out there, to drink our lemon water every day, and you do half your body weight in ounces and add lemon juice, and I mean like a whole lemon or 2 lemons, whatever you need for your body weight, your body size, to your water, and you add about lemon to about half of that water. And you'll be amazed. It cleans out your sinuses, it cleans out your organs, it cleans out everything. It'll help you slim down, trim up. It's amazing. It's truly a quick, healthy, amazing process to get you where you want to be. So that's one little tip. However, through this, if you know, maybe you don't, but as an infant, I had lead poisoning. And throughout my whole life, I've had these mysterious symptoms and illnesses. And going to numerous doctors, spending $40,000, $50,000 in my lifetime in cash, not including insurance. I've really never got a concrete diagnosis until I started doing hair analysis, deeper blood analysis, stool samples, saliva test, urine test, and not just your typical medical ones, but going much deeper. And, for years they thought I had Lyme disease, but then the test wouldn't show it. And they said, well, you're not testing at the right time. And it's like, yeah, whatever. And it's very frustrating, because at times you really feel like you're dying and they can't find anything. And you get accused of pretending, making things up. I've heard it all. But in your soul, if you're putting on, or if something's really wrong. And I knew something was really wrong. A few times as a child, maybe I did fake to get out of something. But 99% of the time, I was genuine and I was really ill, and I couldn't get people to understand and hear me. The lead poisoning, obviously, doctors, told me I ate paint off my crib when I was a baby. So I had lead poisoning, no doubt, but all the other weird symptoms that came up with it and all the misdiagnosis. So when I got my hair analysis done the first time about 8 years ago, and then 3 years ago, and then this time, I think it was 3 months ago now, and I'll do it again in another 3 months, my mercury levels were off the charts, aluminum, because, metals attract metals. My calcium was off the charts. People at my age, I should have osteoporosis. Well, if calcium's the way not to have it, trust me, I couldn't have it, because it was off the charts, and too much calcium's not a good thing. So in this last 3 weeks, I've learned I have kidney stones. So I've been going through the process of passing these kidney stones. And let me tell you, not a fun process at all. But it's been really interesting, because instead of doing the medical route, being a certified herbalist, I always go the herbal route if I can. So I went and had the test, saw the CAT scan, I saw the stone, I saw some other things as well that I'm working on. And I decided to go the herbal route first. So I started on these herbs, different types of herbs, and I have been slowly seeing, because they make you, pee through a screen so you can collect whatever comes out, and I'm seeing results. And since it was a 5 millimeter stone, which they consider pretty large, these are just little tiny pieces coming through. And is it comfortable? No, no, it's not. But is it the worst thing ever? No, I've had much worse pain than this, but it's, the original pain to be diagnosed with a kidney stone was some of the worst pain I've ever experienced. It was kind of like being stabbed with a knife in your side and your back. And it was scary, because I'd never experienced that before. So it took being diagnosed, going and getting the test, and that was wonderful. And they treated me fantastic. And then these herbs are doing the trick. So I'm slowly passing these little pieces just to let you guys know. And the way I see it is, I'm passing these pieces, I'm just getting stronger and healthier. I tend to go that route most of the time. Every once in a while, I start feeling sorry for myself and crying and whining and all that stuff that we do when we're just fed up and frustrated. But most of the time, I tell myself, even if I get cold symptoms, that I'm healing, I'm detoxing, I'm processing, my body's clearing out, it's getting stronger. And that helps me get over these hurdles, get over the aggravation, the fear, and the fear is the main thing. When I got to the hospital, I didn't know what was happening with me. I was in so much pain. The minute they showed me on the CAT scan, the stone and the fibroid that's in my uterus as well, the fear just was like cut in half, maybe even less than that. It just was like, okay, now I have my answer. So I know what this is. I know how to deal with it. And I immediately started on all these herbs, and it's happening. So I went to the doctor today, got some work done on me, the chiropractor actually, and started passing more pieces. So I'm on the right track. So guys, if you're dealing with this, you're going through this with me, I love you and I feel for you. Contact me, let me know how you're doing, how this is working for you. And if you need advice on what herbs to take or what process to use, please, contact me. I've got my contact information hanging up here. It's fullcirclewellnessu@gmail.com, 239, not 2592 if you're local, 931-239-2592 for everyone else, 931-239-2592. And my name's Renee, fullcirclewellnessu, YOU@gmail.com. And you can just email me there. Facebook has been not recommending my pages. They've been blocking me. And YouTube has been really giving me a hard time as well. I guess they don't like some of the things I talk about, and whatever. It is what it is. I'm getting my website set up better, and things are rolling in that direction. But for now, you can contact me at fullcirclewellnessu@gmail.com, or you can call me 931-239-2592. I teach everything that I live. I walk my talk. I do my best to walk my talk. I teach mind, body, spirit. So I teach people how to connect within, come out of the spiritual closet, how to connect with their guides. I teach people how to get out of your head, get into your heart, get into your center. I teach Reiki, hypnosis, past life regression, and herbology. So if you want to jump in one of the classes, or if you'd like to join in one of the courses, whatever you want to do, we can talk about it. Just hit me up, email me, call me, and we'll go through that. The other topic tonight that's really pressing on my mind is all these sicknesses that are going around. In our local area here in Tennessee, schools are closed now for Christmas, but they've been closing because of respiratory viruses, strep throat, flus, whatever. And as I'm talking to people across the world, I'm hearing that this respiratory viruses that are affecting babies and small children, the elderly, and the flus that are going around, the different influenzas, colds, viruses, all these different things. And what I know from my own journey and from working with many, many people over the years and working with myself is there are plants growing in most everyone's yard that treat everything I'm talking about. They're in your kitchen. If you cook and you got spices, I can teach you which herbs and spices you can use to make teas or tinctures, or to encapsulate them. This is not something that we need to be afraid of. This is something we all need to learn, because, there perhaps could come a time that we can't get to a pharmacy or a doctor, and it's really good to have your own skill set. And, one of the simple things that I do is oregano, and you can put oregano in a cup and pour boiling water on it, strain it and drink it, and it will attack any kind of virus that's attacking your body. And, I'm sure there's people out there going, yeah, right. Well, yeah, right. There really is. I mean, this is phenomenal. God has given us plants on this earth that, a lot of the medications that people are taking come from those plants. And do the herbs work as fast? Sometimes, maybe not as fast, but they do, but they don't show it. Like, you start taking antibiotics in 24 hours, you're going to start noticing a difference. The herbs, same thing, but you're not going to get that kick as fast, but you're going to get the healing. You're not just going to get a treatment, and it's not going to destroy your gut. It's not going to destroy your microbiotica in your gut and your intestines. It's not going to destroy your immune system. It's not going to cause a yeast infection. It's not going to cause all these things that antibiotics do. And antibiotics just strip your body. I hate to say it, but it like rapes your system. It just destroys your system. And for me, I've suffered enough. So I really don't want to put anything in me that I have to get out of me later or treat later. So again, always go to the herbs, go to the live food. If you want to be electric, you eat electric. If you want to die, eat dead. Just eat dead stuff and keep doing it. And before long, you'll start getting symptoms, and ultimately you probably will develop conditions that will take you out of this world, but you will suffer first. If you want to be healthy and strong and powerful and connected and, be able to take care of yourself in the future and be as attractive as you can be and take care of yourself and your skin and your hair and your vision and everything, you want to eat electric. You want to eat those beautiful, bright fruits. You want to eat beautiful vegetables. You want to eat those herbs and spices. You want to learn how to use those herbs and spices. And it's a process. It's a lot of education, a lot of knowledge that needs to be retained. And I have a beautiful course for that. And it's doable. It's so, children seem to really love to learn about plants. And I encourage every one of you, if you have small children up to grown children, to encourage them to contact me, and you contact me, and y'all can learn as a family together. It's beautiful. We have printouts, we've got videos, we've got recordings, voice recordings. They'll take you through it step by step, day by day. And you get live phone calls with me, Zoom calls, or however you want to connect, so that you actually, get to work one-on-one. I'm a one-on-one kind of person, and I like to feel energy. And I love to do that by looking at other people and connecting with them. It's very important. So, if we aren't sick and we don't want to get sick, we do what we call preventive herbalism, preventive medicine. And you can start just by drinking lemon water. Again, good old lemon water. How hard is this, right? Juice of a whole lemon or 2 lemons and 40 ounces of water, and then plenty of water after that. If you drink caffeine, I recommend you cut back on it. But if you do, increase your water, because as fast as you drink a glass of water, you drink a cup of coffee or a soda or a glass of tea, you're going to be peeing out the water. So you got to keep hydrated. And you can tell by just pinching the skin on your hand, back of your hand, if your skin stays up, you're dehydrated. If your skin goes right back down and it's pliable and smooth, you're probably hydrated enough. So, these are very simple little tricks to learn to get you to a place of balance where you can resist illness as it's coming in. You're out there in the world, you're working, you're around children, you're around kids in school, you're around people who have taken that jab or other jabs, because those jabs are a big deal, And if you are, and you're around these people and they're shedding these products that are contaminating and they're contagious and they're hurting you or other people, then you need to it's like putting on armor almost. You want to make sure that your body's strong and your system's strong. Keep your mind right. Again, breathing in and out, taking that time to do that breath work. Meditation is just a word that scares people. All meditation is sitting still, closing your eyes. If you're doing a closed eyes meditation, you can also meditate and walk, but to allow whatever's coming in to just come in. Gurus that have been meditating for 20, 30 years, and they do it for hours and hours and hours, that's a very select group of people. That's a very small percentage of people. I can meditate for about an hour and 15 minutes, and for about 20 of that first part of that minutes, my mind's just, everything's coming in, all my thoughts and my grocery list and everything. I can't believe he said that to me. Monkey chatter, right? Your monkey mind goes crazy. But the more you sit there and you just allow it, and when you do, you just say, okay, thank you, and just let it roll on by. And before long, you'll find that place of what I call that power point, that focal point. For me, it kind of looks like an X or a cross, and I see it in my mind's eye. And it came to me about 30 years ago, and I look for it in meditation. So as I'm sitting there, I've got my eyes closed, I imagine a spot in the distance, and as it comes closer, it's that power point, that cross, that X. And right in the center of it is what I focus on. And then when that chatter's happening, it's just happening. It's like being in a room and you're just sitting there reading a book and everybody's talking around you. It doesn't matter. They're whatever they're doing. It's the same thing in our heads. But meditation and this visualization is crucial to being connected, but it's also crucial to staying calm. The less stress you have on your body, the less often you're going to get sick. You're going to be able to be in balance, make choices, make healthy decisions, make more money. Just everything is more powerful because you're in balance. You're not frazzled. You're not, bouncing all over the place. And I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. For many years, I bounced all over the place. I used to say, I got my ducks in a row, but my ducks have ADD and they're all over the place. And they were. And then I imagined my ducks all getting back in a row and their mama leading them, and they were all in a perfect little line. And I still see that, and when my mind starts telling me that I'm scattered or not thinking straight, I'm like, just, okay, thank you for that reminder. And then I go back to my ducks are in a row. I see that cross. I see that point, that power point for me, and I can focus there. And this is with my eyes open or closed. So there's so many techniques that you can use, anchor points. There's just so many things that you can do. And once you start taking the time to tune in, you're going to start finding your own little ways of, your own keywords, power words that bring you back to center, or, the way to tune into your guides like that. Like, you ask a question and before the question leaves your mind, you got your answer. And it's your answer. You feel it. You feel confident about it. And maybe you're looking to move and we're moving. When are we going? January 1st. Where are we going? Texas. Where are we going to live? Bam, bam, bam. It's just right there. What am I supposed to do for a career? Counseling. Bam. And it's not you. It's your higher self. It's your guides coming in. But when you're in center and in balance, they can really reach you and you can connect. So that's the mental side of it. The spiritual side is just not walking through this world alone. It's so important. I mean, you might have a huge family. You might belong to the biggest churches. You might be in school and, be in a big rally, whatever. You could be in a concert and still feel all alone. And as a person who's been there many years ago, especially as a child and a teenager, I know this really well. And you can have the greatest people around you and they love you and you love them. But there's just something that makes you feel separate, isolated, like either you're not good enough or maybe you think you're fine, but you just don't feel that connection. When you start tuning in, being alone, being quiet, turning off phones, getting isolated, some, not all the time, just some, getting out in nature, getting your hands in the dirt, drawing, painting, whatever it does, whatever trips your trigger, you're going to start feeling that connection. And if you pray while you're doing it, or you talk and you ask questions and you do it from love and light, and always, if it doesn't feel right, just send it away. You don't have to play there. Stay out of the dark. But if it feels good and it feels right and it feels loving and gentle, then you want to connect with that. You'll never feel alone again. And it's wonderful to know no matter what's happening, no matter where you are, you're never alone. And when you have that, you got it all. You got it all. People often ask me, Renee, how do you, carry on? Because I've been through all this health stuff and everything. And it's because I know I have a higher purpose, because I've been shown. And when I get at my worst, and trust me, I do go there. And when I get there, whether I'm laying on the bathroom floor or laying in my bed with a cold towel, praying for the pain to stop or the next level of whatever I'm dealing with to get over, I know I'm not alone, and they come to me, and I have felt that. I've felt hands on my shoulders. I've felt this so strongly, and it keeps me going. It keeps me remembering my purpose. It reminds me to keep reaching out to you guys, to reach out to other people, to keep taking in clients, and just to keep loving, and be that person that I'm here. And then the physical side of that, eat electric. You got to eat right. Getting close to the end here. Wow, that was a quick show. That was a really quick show. I just want to wish you all the greatest blessings and the most beautiful wishes. I pray that you all have a great holiday. If you celebrate, Merry Christmas. If you do Christmas, that's fantastic. Just love yourself. Take care of yourself. Don't worry about the presents, the gifts. Worry about the presence, being present for your people, having presence within yourself. Allow yourself to love others, and just raise your vibration, you know, and I can't wait to see y'all. I can't wait to see you next Wednesday. Wow, it's going to go by so fast. And, you know, y'all have a fantastic week. Don't forget to reset. You can do it anytime, any day, anywhere. Keep looking up. Remember, you're not alone. Remember, I love you. I do. And write me at Full Circle Wellness, YOU, Full Circle Wellness, you, at gmail.com, or call me, 931-239-2592. Yes, you can text that number as well, 931-239-2592. And I'm here for you. And you guys, y'all have a beautiful, beautiful night. And just remember, it's, you know, it's a beautiful world out there. No matter what you see on the news or people are freaking out or whatever's going on, you got this. We got this. You know, we are winning. It's all an illusion. It's, you know, what's happening is happening. But in the ultimate, we win. We will win. Us light workers, there ain't nothing like us. And y'all can pull on our energy, lean on us until you get stronger. And when I need it, I'll lean on you too. So, you know, teach people well, love people, and love yourself. Bye, guys. Good night.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Larkin Psychic Medium with Larkin. Live from larkinsreadings.wixsite.com/website. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Larkin's Psychic Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Larkin Psychic Medium Show. Come on in and make yourself comfortable. We are going to be taking a caller this evening. We are here to answer your questions about anything metaphysical or paranormal. So do you want to know about your spirit guides and or your angels? Maybe you have been having dreams. Maybe you're wanting to connect with a loved one that has crossed over or communicate with an animal, either here in this life or elsewhere. Maybe you've got other questions that I haven't mentioned here, but that's what I'm here for the next short period of time to share with you whoever it is who's going to call in today and connect them to spirit and get their questions answered. For those of you who do not know, my updated website is larkinsreadings.com. That's larkinsreadings.com. You can also find me on Facebook. And, we are talking about everything and anything spiritual, metaphysical, conscious, paranormal, because I believe it is so important to make this a way of life. You have been in existence as a conscious soul since before you were born, and you will be for eternity after you cross back over. And so why not embrace the whole aspect of our existence, right? Our mind and body, our soul, our consciousness, and all of that is a part of who we are. You are a soul in temporary physical form, electromagnetic energy that is conscious, having a life experience that we call physical. And there is so much more to our reality than our current society deems normal, right? But I think it's so important to validate our spiritual connections, validate them most importantly for ourselves, even more so than with a reader or a reading. And to integrate that is a way of life. And then when you guys get a reading on here or anywhere, the most important part is what you do afterwards. Do you walk away and apply what you learned in the reading? Do you walk away acknowledging the greater link and connection that you now have with spirit? That's so important. So it's really important that we make bigger use of these readings. And, so if you guys want to call in tonight, I'm ready to take a caller. We have Amanda from New Brunswick, Canada. Welcome, Amanda. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What can I do for you?
Well, I was hoping for a medium reading, but I'm not sure if you do that.
Absolutely, sure I do. That's one of the things I was just talking about. So we do have limited time here. So do you have a specific question or person that will help me connect who you want to connect with?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
He's my ex-boyfriend. He died about a month and a half ago.
And was this a surprise? Was this unexpected?
Yeah.
I'm immediately getting this was unexpected. Is this the gentleman? Did he have did he have brown hair? Sort of slender? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm seeing that it looks like this was very quick. Was he in an accident?
No.
Okay. Was this quick? Because I'm being shown
it was quick.
Something that happened quick. Okay. Wow, I'm getting such chills. Oh, wow. He left quite a few things with you. Did he leave you a dog or something? Something alive? Did he leave?
He didn't leave me anything.
Okay.
That I'm aware of.
I'm getting so he's showing me all sorts of different things right now. He is right there. I'm actually, he wants you to be able to actually feel him, Amanda.
I do.
You do? Okay, good. Because he is so physically close to you right now. And I want to see if you can really feel this, because I really have chills, and I hope that you can too. When you feel the chills, that's his electromagnetic energy actually in your energy field, in your energy body. And
really,
yeah. So the other thing is like if you find yourself tearing up and you're thinking about him, a lot of times it's not that you're thinking first and then you're tearing up. It's that electromagnetic energy is more than you can process. So like, right now, he's like very close, like tied up against your left shoulder, which would be my right side, which is where I'm seeing him. And he's just saying he's so sorry. Like he did not, this took him by surprise as well. Gosh. He's been trying to actually reach out to you from the moment that he passed. He's been trying to let you know, hey, I'm still here. And he did not suffer. But what he's seeing is he's afraid that it's going to take you a long time to get on with this, get on with your life and get over this, because you had a lot of plans and dreams and visions that you're wanting for a life with him, correct?
Yeah.
And he's very concerned about that. And this is very hard for me to say, because I know in your position, this is very hard for you to believe. But one of the things that he wants to tell you that is so important is that, I know this is hard to hear now, but I have to say it because he's telling me, there's going to be someone else in your life that is every bit as good for you, that you're going to be as happy with, that you're going to want to be with as much. It's obviously you're going to need time to heal and get through this, but he's concerned that his passing is sort of causing you to look at life as like, okay, you know, I've got all this life left to live, and what is there? The thing I really wanted to share, you know, the life I wanted to create with this person is now no longer an option. Let me know if that makes sense to you, or if it doesn't, and I'll word what he's saying, but that's exactly what he's making me feel, which is what he's trying to convey to you, is that he knows that you're feeling that you're thinking that you're going through a lot of anguish, because you're projecting your whole future now. Like, oh my God, what is left? And he wants you to know that there is so much left, that even though this caught his human self by surprise, his soul actually chose this. His soul chose to be shorter time. Now I'm seeing another male figure about his age or younger. Does he have a younger brother?
Yeah, but he's alive.
Okay, that's what I mean. Yes, alive, correct. Okay. He's been trying to get through to him as well. And he's been connecting.
He won't talk to me.
Okay, well, he's trying to get through to him. So use that for validation that he's coming through to me, because I would not have known that he had a younger brother. That's what he was showing me. And when you cross over, everything that was of worry and concern fades away, because there is no egoic self. And he wants you to know that he is not ever, ever going to leave you. He is always going to be there now looking after you, and that his relationship with you has not ended. It has just transformed. Okay. And that's a phrase I use. Those aren't his words. I use the word transform, but that's what he's making me feel that he wants you to see. He's not going anywhere.
I want to know if he pushed me away so hard so he could do it.
If he pushed you away so hard, why?
So he could commit suicide.
He says he pushed you away so that he wasn't, what he's showing me is he wasn't decided what he was going to do, but he knew that he was so lost and miserable that he couldn't be close to anyone. Amanda, I know this is really hard to understand, but he couldn't be close to anyone. So he was in total survival mode. So yes, that is why he pushed you away. But what he says is that his initial intention was not to commit suicide at first. He'd been fighting that contemplation. He was trying to get past that. He really was trying to get past that. But here's the other thing. What he's showing me is he also knew in the back of his mind that he probably wasn't going to be able to pull himself out. Does that make sense? He probably wasn't going to be able to pull himself out. So I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at what he's showing me, and I'm scanning everything because I have to filter what he really wants you to know. And then he also wants you to know. He also wants you to know that it was not your fault. There's nothing you could have done. Absolutely nothing you could have done. Had you been in his life more, had you not been in his life, had you been there with him, had you taken him somewhere to get more professional help, he wants you to know something his soul chose. This is hard for me to share with you, but this is what he's telling me, okay? I know I only have about a minute or so left, but here's what's really important here, is that you know that he is perfectly fine right now. Okay. And that he knows he missed out on a life with you by making this choice. But it was his human mind made the choice, not the soul that he is. And he also wants you to know that you guys actually have a soul connection that is eternal, and it is so strong. And so you will see him again in heaven. You will have the opportunity to incarnate with him again. I hope this is comforting, because he wants you to really know that your relationship isn't over. You're just going to have to wait a while to connect again with him in a physical way. Okay? And he wants you to cry and get it all out, but he most importantly wants you to know there is nothing you could have done. He said he was on a one track. He was on a track for this, no matter how much he was trying not to be. Okay? Now I have about 30 seconds left, but I want to invite you to, if you want to reach out and connect to me and message me on larkinsreadings.com, we can take about 10 or 15 minutes and finish this there. Okay. If you have any questions, I think that's really important considering your circumstances. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Is this helpful?
It was Larkin what, sorry?
Oh, larkinsreadings.com.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, need to finish this. Was it helpful for you today?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Amanda. Guys, I want to thank you all for tuning in. This is what we do. I hope to see you all again next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I gotta go. Bye, everyone.
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Maria Leggett's Medium Show with Maria Leggett. Maria Leggett. Live from MariaLeggett.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Maria Leggett's Medium Show on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Reverend Maria Leggett, and I am coming live to you from Dayton, Ohio. And of course, I'm always excited to be on here. It is Wednesday, December 13th. 13 is a very lucky number for some of us, not for everybody, but it's okay. I'm coming live to you tonight and super excited to be on here talking about all things about spirit. Today is the beginning of Mercury in retrograde. And of course, we all know that during Mercury in retrograde, technology tends to not behave. So if you are experiencing any issues with your technology, then no, you can blame it on retrograde, at least for the next 3 weeks. After that, it might be you. We know that user error is a thing. And especially since I used to do IT stuff, I know that user error is absolutely a thing, even though the user may not want to admit it. We also have this beautiful time of the year when, it can be beautiful for most people, but it is not beautiful for everyone. We have people who are missing family, and we have people who are not celebrating, but honoring anniversaries of people who have crossed over. And we need to be very respectful and know that not everyone on this earth is super happy that this is the holiday season. Some people are very upset and depressed, and we need to be able to honor people and meet them where they're at. So it's really important that we meet people and understand if somebody says, bah humbug, don't try to pull them out of it. Look at them and honestly say, how can I support you? We need to be there for each other as a human society, knowing that we all are feeling things very deeply, and where you are in your spiritual journey may not be the same place that somebody is on their own. And we need to not put our expectations on someone else, allowing them to be where they need to be in the moment. And that becomes really important, especially right now. We are struggling with being seen and with being heard. So many people have trauma in their childhood, trauma in their teenage years, trauma as an adult. Whatever it is, know that you are not alone. Your spirit team is there with you, loving you and supporting you on your journey. And being open to them is going to be a beautiful thing for you. So with that, I want to welcome Pamela to the show. Hello, Pamela. How are you?
Good. Well, you were right on.
I knew there was a reason I must have been talking about this.
Yep, that's exactly my path right now.
How may I be of service to you this evening? How can I support you?
I'm taking on some big stuff, and I just need to know that I'm on the right path, and I will be heard.
Okay. The very first thing, Spirit's taking me way deep down into my chest. And I want to talk about, it doesn't feel like anxiety. It just feels like things are weighing very heavy on me. Does that make sense?
It makes so much sense, ma'am.
Perfect. And they're actually taking me down into both lungs. Like there are decisions that I have to make, and I just need to be able to breathe to get through all of this. And Spirit is showing this to me as though it's going to become really important for you to recognize that the choices and the decisions that you're going to have to make going forward, yes, they may affect other people, but in the end, you are the one that ultimately is going to have to live with all the decisions that you're making right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so what
I'm important with making the right one, because people who don't support me in going forward are trying to find every reason not to. And I don't know if I should give up and listen to them or just keep fighting what I'm doing is right.
No, Spirit, what I heard in my head was stay the path. And they're showing me that people outside of you who are trying to come at you with all of these things, right? Like people from the right, people from the left, people from the front. And interestingly enough, they're talking to me about people who are talking behind your back. Does that make sense?
I'm taking on a case right now against people that's exactly what's happening in my life right now.
Perfect.
And I'm standing up to them, and they don't like it.
Correct. And that's the thing, right? They're coming from a place of fear, and you're coming from a place of, I just trust that this is what I'm supposed to do. And they're expecting you to bow and kowtow to their fear, because if you don't lean into their fear, then they're going to have to look at their own actions and their own behavior, and they really don't want that.
Oh my God, that's exactly what's going on. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. So it's really important for you to go within
and remember to breathe. Because feeling, they're talking to me about you being clairsentient, which means you can feel other people's stuff. So when they're coming at you with all of their things.
I feel their energy, and I get emotionally sick when certain energies are around me, and I just thought it was in my head.
No, it is not in your head. You're feeling their junk. So this is something that a lot of people are struggling with right now, right? So many people are realizing that they're clairsentient. I know a lot of people want to use the word empath. I'm an empath. I'm an empath. What you really are is clairsentient.
Because
what you really need to do,
can detail stuff, and I just thought I was crazy.
You're not crazy.
I can detail images of people.
So if you're crazy, I'm crazy, and then this whole channel is crazy, and we're not crazy.
Thank you. I needed this so much.
Yeah, you are not crazy, my love, not at all. Because this is what we're meant to do, right? People like me who do what we do, we make it possible for other people to realize you are not crazy.
My path.
Yes.
I think for a lot of people in this journey right now.
Yes,
maybe I'm wrong.
So, nope. So I want to talk to you about is I want to give you a very simple image for you to recognize how you can protect your energy from those people who are coming at you. So when all of this is coming, you have a decision to make. Spirit is very clear, stay the path. Staying the path is going to help you to feel less anxiety across your chest in the long run. If you give in to what they're doing, you're going to have panic afterwards. So you may feel the panic right now while they're coming at you, but it's the afterwards that becomes the problem. And you're going to realize, oh my God, what did I do? So what I want you to do is I want you to visualize a beautiful set of guardian angels who are your protector guides, that they are going to form a beautiful circle all the way around you. And anytime that these people are coming at you with their junk, know that these protector angels, these guardian angels, are fully around you and they are protecting you. So I want you to visualize all of these. Yes.
Did someone hug me not that long ago telling me I can do this?
Yes.
I felt like arms wrapped around me and said, you got this and you can do this. And from there forward, things started making sense. It was like a couple of months ago.
Yes. Yes. So you want to use these protector angels, put them all the way around you. And when stuff starts coming at you, trust that these angels are going to take care of you and that you can surrender to the highest good and just say, okay, look, I know you guys have got me. You're going to protect me. I no longer have to worry about this. So you surrender the ego, let all of your spirit guides handle it, and they will take all of that yucky energy, and I call it the transmute can. So they're going to put it in the transmute can, which is the metaphorical or the metaphysical garbage can, so that nobody gets that energy, because these people around you like to slime people with their energy. They like to make people do things to meld into what their idea of people should be.
Well, I recently started writing down my feelings, and then I'm able to let go of certain things. Is that the right thing to do? Like,
yes,
to journal?
Absolutely. It is. One of the other things I can say is they're showing me that there's some like deep, dark anger that they want you to journal out, like say it in all the words that you want to say, but don't leave it in the journal. You need to take it as a single sheet of paper and take it outside, put it in a fire-safe container and burn it. Let it go. Because you're ready to start peeling some of this stuff off and letting things go, because you're just done. You're tired of it.
I described it as I'm peeling layers off an onion.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what I told everyone.
Yeah, because it's time, right? You're ready to grow. They're not ready to grow. You are. And your spiritual journey is really beginning to open up more and more, which is why you're seeing more things, you're feeling more things. And the best way that you can control your energy and take care of your energy is when you're around these other people who want you to change. Just put this filter of the guardian angels around you to protect your energy and let them handle it, so that you no longer have to worry about their junk, because it's not yours to carry. You've done it long enough for them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just told certain people who wanted me to change or they weren't going to come around, and I said, I've picked you so many times before. This is my time. This just happened yesterday.
Yes. And that's why this is happening, because you're changing the rules and you're setting healthy boundaries where you didn't have them before. And Spirit is saying, keep setting the boundaries, keep doing the things. It's important for you, Pamela, to continue to do this, because once you do that, you're then calling in relationships with healthy boundaries, because now you're honoring your own.
Right.
So know that you are absolutely on the right path. It doesn't mean it's the easy path, but it does mean that in the long run, you're going to be able to breathe easier and have a sigh of relief that, oh my God, I did it. And then once you're on the other side of it, you have then retrained your neural pathways in your brain to know, I am safe to stand up for myself. I am safe to make my own decisions. I can do this. Does that all make sense?
It makes so much sense. So much sense, and thank you, because I was really struggling listening to the ones telling me to stop. So many people have been coming at me telling me to stop, but every ounce of me is saying no.
Yeah. Do what you know is right for you. Thank you so much, Pamela. I am so grateful that you came on to the show tonight, and thank you for allowing me to support you. I truly appreciate you. Thank you to everyone for... Go ahead.
Is it my ancestors that are reaching out to me? That's what I feel.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I just needed to know if it was them. If it's not, that's okay too, but connection.
Yep, nope, you're good. Thank you so much. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful evening. Thank you to everybody for watching. I so appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. See you in 7 days.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Maria Leggett's Medium Show with Maria Leggett. Live from You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Understanding Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Understanding Spirit. I hope you're all well and you've all had a really good week. Here in Melbourne, Australia, we're having a glorious day. It is hot and we are getting ready for summer, so we're all very happy here today. I wanted to speak to you a little bit about healing while I'm waiting for a caller to come through. I've had a lot of people coming and asking me lately during their readings whether they should be healers. They want to do Reiki or any other kind of holistic healing, and they're not really sure whether they should do that or not. So one of the ways that I've got somebody sort of sitting in front of me, one of the ways that I get them to kind of like test themselves, right, is, and for anyone that's curious today, you can do it yourself. I do it along with us. I just get everybody to rub their hands together. All right, now we have our aura. So you will feel energy from one hand to the other, which is your aura, okay? But then if you after you start rubbing, as strongly as you want, it's up to you, right? Place your hands sort of like that, like holding a ball. You will feel the energy between your hands. You should feel something. If you don't, that's okay. But if you are questioning whether you are meant to be a healer or not, you will feel something there, okay? So as you've got your hands sort of like that, you will feel the energy. So then I just ask people to kind of just play with the energy a bit, just kind of try and manipulate it any way that you want. You should feel it in between your hands, no matter what you're doing. Now, I'm a hands-on healer, and my husband is a Reiki master healer. So I am very familiar with the energy in the hands, so is he. Now, I feel a very strong sensation in my hands, and it's like pins and needles, or it's like a stabbing sort of pain. And if you have that, you know, it's like a guideline for you to know that you are a healer. So if you're wanting to pursue any kind of holistic healing, just know that that's what that is. If you're feeling that sensation, you don't know what it is, and you haven't thought about healing, that maybe that's something for you to look into as well. Okay, so I hope that helps anyone that may have that kind of question going on at the moment. I do have a caller. I think I'm with Gwendolyn. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, is it Gwendolyn?
How are you?
I'm good.
Yes, I'm here.
Very quickly, and I wasn't sure if I got it right. How can I help you today?
Well, you know, I'm feeling very confused about my housing and my relationship. I'm not sure. I'm feeling very stuck. it can't just be my attention deficit. Something I'm feeling very blocked.
Okay, all right. Well, let me have.
I'm not sure if my relationship is worth it anymore.
Okay, all right. Well, let me have a look for you, okay? I'll just do some cards for you, and I'll just see what messages come through from my guide as well. I am being shown that your relationship has been very stormy. I see it like up and down, and I feel like you haven't had kind of a break from this for like a very long time. Does that make sense for you?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm looking forward to see if things kind of ease up for you, and I really don't. And actually, if it does, it won't be for a very, very long time. And I also feel like if you, from what I'm being shown, for anything to settle in your relationship, you have to be the one to make sacrifices and for things to kind of calm down in the relationship. But then along with that, I'm seeing that you're not happy. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, and I'm speaking of, and I'm feeling like because he's younger than me, maybe is this the problem? Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, the age, yes, I do feel it is like a little bit of an issue. I feel like his immaturity regarding what you want out of this is a big part of the problem. I also feel like he just doesn't want to go forward, and he's a little bit smug about it as well. Does that make sense for you?
He's a little bit what?
Smug.
Smug?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Like he doesn't want to go forward in life or with the relationship at all?
Let me just, I'll check. I feel like it's a little bit of both because it affects both, but I'm getting a lot with life. I feel like he's quite happy where he is and how he is. Does that make sense to you? Okay. I feel like he, it's like he knows that he's got you, and he doesn't need to kind of work on the relationship, and he just wants to just let it kind of play out. I feel like it's just on his terms, and I do feel like he is taking advantage of your investment in the relationship. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, it does. And I mean, what can I do to try and like, and because I would like to work it out. I really would. I'm tired of starting over all the time.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. I feel like money is an issue with him as well. Is money affecting your relationship?
I feel like the fact that I have more money and he's not working is a problem.
Yeah, because I see that
he's drinking.
Oh, okay.
He's in jail. He's in jail right now for the drinking, and I'm not sure if.
Okay, well that explains why I'm seeing him stuck, like he was stagnant. There's no movement there around him. Look, if you want advice from Spirit is saying you need to cut the cords with him. You need to cut ties with him. Okay, there's to work it out with him is going to cost you a lot. And I'm not even talking about money. I'm just talking emotionally. I'm talking about your mental health. I'm seeing you completely drained by this person.
So there's no way that we could ever.
I'm just seeing that he just is. I don't feel like there's much repentance by him regarding how he got himself in this situation. I feel like he's like, oh well. Does that make sense for you? Is that how he is?
I feel like he might be gay also, or am I just, my intuition's wrong?
Okay. Well, do you want me to ask? Do you want me to ask about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, my guide is saying maybe bisexual. It could have been though more through experimenting. Okay, not that he actually. Okay, so he could have found himself in those situations and decided, hey, why not? I'll try. Okay, and you know, but I'm getting it more like experimenting than he's gay. I do feel there's a lot about him that you don't know, though. Okay, and I do also feel like he's quite happy that he has you on the go, like kind of jumping at his whim and whatever. Okay, whatever he wants. I do also see you handing over money to him, you know, with a big smile on your face, and he's accepting it readily as well. Does that make sense for you?
Yes. So in at any rate, so this person is just does not love me and will not put the effort in.
I feel your love for him. I feel your want for him, right? And I see your commitment. I just see that for him, he has more love and more commitment for himself and what he does rather than for you. Okay? So
and that's never going to change, is it?
I don't see that changing. I really, really don't. And even if he was in a position where he had more money, I feel like he would walk, like away from you. Okay? And I feel like you're a beautiful person and you deserve better. My guide is saying you need to move on before he really messes with your head and your emotions, and he makes it difficult for you later on to have a relationship with somebody else, because then you're going to have trust issues and you're going to feel like you're not worthy of the next person that you come across. Okay. I know that this is very difficult. I do see the attraction that you have for him, but you've got to move on if you want what's best for you. Okay?
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network. and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Soul Alignment Mentor with Angie Harris. Live from AngieHarris.org. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Soul Alignment Mentor on A1R, the S1 Radio Network.
Welcome back. My name's Angie, and I am your Soul Alignment Mentor. I'm excited to have you present today. And I wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas. I know that probably a lot of you are already starting to be involved with holiday parties and hosting parties, going to parties, maybe things at work. And I'm sure that it is feeling a little chaotic for you right now as you're trying to navigate through this time. And I want to give you a little bit of an insight about how to handle this season and all the energy that comes with it. This energy of this holiday season in particular can bring a lot of chaotic energy with it. And most of the time, what we tend to do is just kind of get caught up in it. And then we get to the end of our event or a holiday and we start to feel tired and exhausted, and we're so glad it's over with, even though it may have been fun and we enjoyed having time with friends or family. We can still end up being very out of alignment and tired and exhausted. So I want to give you a couple of tools to use to help you stay in balance with your energy as you move through this season. And this is something you can use all year round. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world or what your belief is about energy. Energy is the same everywhere. And we are energetic spiritual beings. And so particularly those of us that are very energetically, some of us just pick up energy more than others. And you might consider those people to be an empath, where you can feel, sense, energy, and sometimes it could even be like a physical pain that you can pick up. I know for myself, like I can be watching a video or a movie and somebody can get hurt and I can physically feel a shift in my body as I react, because I just am very empathetic and I feel emotions of other people, no matter if it's in real life or on a video or a movie. And so really paying attention to how things impact us helps us to be able to protect our energy and stay in a balance. So what I want to particularly talk to you about, using the 4 elements to keep your energy clear and balanced. And this is something I recently posted on my podcast, Soul Alignment Mentor. If you like to listen to other podcasts, go over to listen to this episode or to my YouTube channel. I have some of the things on there as well. And of course, you can always come and book a session with me on my website, angieharris.org, and I can teach you this and work with you on it as well. But I want to talk about your astrology signs being a part of how you can understand what might work for you in helping you balance your energy, because sometimes we may not know what to do or how to do it. So I want to go through each of these elements and the astrology sign that goes with that element to help give you some ideas on keeping your energy clear and balanced as you go through this holiday. So we're going to start with the earth signs. So Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn are all earth signs. And so these signs are going to be really benefit from being in nature or being around nature. So if you can be outside, if it's not too cold where you are, like grounding yourself through bare feet or just being outside around nature, whether that's in a forest, your backyard, a local park. If you don't have any of those things, it's even good to have plants in your home. And there's just a grounding energy that you will find by connecting with earthly elements. And so finding areas in your life to add in some of these things. If you can't get around the earth element, then maybe add in things like meditation or journaling to help you kind of ground your energy and stay balanced in that. The other signs are going to be the water signs. So these water signs are going to be the Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces. Now, water signs are really sensitive. I actually, if you know anything about astrology charts, we each have a sun, moon, and rising sign, and we have many other signs within our chart, but those are kind of our main three. And for me, I have 2 water signs in my chart, so I'm highly energetically sensitive. And so for the water signs, you might find that you absorb a lot of energy around you, because if you think about water, water is a purifying element. It can clean things out or it can become polluted. So depending on what you put into it or what you clear with it, the water kind of will not flow as easily when it starts to get kind of dirty or fogged up. So keeping your energy clear is a lot like keeping water clear or having pure water. So for the water signs, working with water, in taking daily baths where you are focused on clearing your energy, or a shower where you imagine that the energy of the day is washing off of you, not only cleaning your physical body, but clearing and cleaning your energetic body. And water signs tend to be pretty creative. And so tapping into your creative energy, if you feel like journaling, if you feel like drawing or painting or doing something creative, a craft, then engage in that, because that will bring that balance back into your energy to find some joy in your day. And the more you add in moments of pleasure and joy to your life, the more these other expectations around you will not impact you as much. So keeping yourself in balance with choosing yourself, even though this time of year we more are tending to try to pick other people outside of our own needs. So make sure that you're keeping your energy clear and using some of that water in your life. Now, we're going to move to the fire signs. So fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And I actually have fire in my chart as well. So my sun is a fire sign. And so for the fire signs, we can tend to kind of get a little excited, or our energy likes to push through and do things or show up even when we maybe don't really want to. So setting a boundary and letting yourself know it's okay to say no. It's okay to not do something that I know I'm not going to truly enjoy, and saying no to certain things. I do know that there's probably things you can't say no to around this time, but being able to set that boundary. If you think about fire and you think about the way fire works, when you don't contain fire, it takes over. It can kind of burn everything up. And so containing your energy and protecting it by putting a boundary around your energy field and around what you do and what you like do for other people, really, it kind of sets this ability to teach people around you that you have this energetic boundary, and those expectations they might continue to put on you, they may feel better about your no when you say it, when they understand that you're saying it for the purpose of keeping yourself healthy and yourself in alignment. Another thing that you can do as a fire sign is, if you are, like to use spiritual things, like using Palo Santo or sage to do clearing of your energy. So burning some of that in your home, or incense, or even just lighting a candle and just spending time like meditating with this candle can be supportive and helpful for your energy. Just these little tiny things we can add into our day that will help bring back joy and balance to us. And then finally, we have our air signs, which are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Now, air signs are the people that actually enjoy windy days. For myself as a fire sign, as you can probably tell, I'm not a big fan of a windy day because fire doesn't really like wind. Wind can put out a fire. And so unless it's like a helping ignite it or making it brighter in some way, then wind can feel a little bit off for like a fire sign. And so for your air signs, you might actually do really well spending time outside in the wind, allowing yourself to take deep breaths outside with the fresh air and soaking in that energy to help clear your mind and body. Also, for air signs, you're going to really benefit from doing breath work. And breath work is like a meditative state where you work with your breath and you purposely take deeper breaths to pull into your lungs and then release it. And imagine that you're releasing the energy of your day as you do this breath work. And that will help bring balance back into your mind, body, and soul. And so as we go through this holiday season and you're pouring yourself out and you're trying to get your shopping done and you're trying to get to all of the holiday events and doing everything that you feel like is expected of you to do this season, make sure you're adding in self-care and time to take care of your energy. That way, when you get to the end of the holiday or you get to the points where you're no longer having to put so much in for other people, that you find yourself in a place where you feel safe within your own energetic system. And you know that you went through this season without really crossing your own boundaries. And you're feeling very capable of continuing with your days. And if you have time off, allowing that time off to actually be time off without needing to fill it with some other void. So these are just some things that you could possibly add in for your own spiritual health, your mental health, your physical health. And if there's anything that you need help with in understanding how to do this, I am offering 45-minute reading specials right now where we can dive into your energy. I can do a psychic reading for you or a mediumship reading if you're wanting to connect with a loved one on the other side. And so if that is something that you would like to do, come over and schedule a session with me. Like I said, they're discounted right now through the end of January, and set up a 45-minute reading with me. So on angieharris.org, you will find that on the front page over there. And so just come and schedule that. So I want to wish you all a beautiful, lovely Christmas. And I hope that you all find balance in your day as you continue to move forward and continue to stay balanced as you go through this holiday season. I will see you all next time.
Radio Network and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Your Time to Shine with Julie Yeager-Walker. Julie Yeager-Walker, live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Your Time to Shine on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show tonight. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this evening finds you well, whatever you are up to. And I hope that you are finding a little bit of holiday cheer in your day, your evenings, doing what it is that you love to do this time of year. We have Hanukkah coming up. I believe it's tomorrow. So starting out Hanukkah and just enjoying the celebration of friends and family, and however you take the season in, I hope it's wonderful. For me, I'm a little bit slow this year on getting my Christmas tree up. Usually I am the one that wants to have it up right after Thanksgiving and getting into the holiday spirit. And I've been just a little bit slow doing that this year. So hopefully this weekend I can get the interior decorated. Of course, my husband has the outside all decorated and has been excited about that. Usually that's just the opposite in our household. We do the interior first and then we worry about the lights on the exterior of the house. So doing it a little bit differently this year. Also, we've had, the full moon last week or so, and I think we're in Mercury retrograde again, lots going on in the cosmos, and it's been feeling just a little bit heavy. My sleep has been really interrupted with all of that, but the last day or so has just felt a little bit lighter, and even today, a little bit lighter. And so I thought, I wonder what's going on. So I went to Deborah Silverman Astrology. I don't know if you know who she is, but if you don't know who she is, highly recommend you go check out her YouTube channel and check out her website. She is a magical astrologer, and I follow her. She's just wonderful. And there is just a little bit of lightness yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And I'm feeling that. I'm like, wow, what's going on? Because I just feel a little bit lighter. Things feel a little bit different. And so there's a lot more air and fire. And so when you combine those two, you get all kinds of fun and craziness and laughter. And so hopefully in tonight and tomorrow, you're going to be able to feel some of that silliness and the laughter and the lightness and take that all in, because it's so important, especially this time of year, to have a little bit of that lightness. Sometimes the holidays can come with some real heaviness for some. And so having this little bit is a real nice breath of fresh air. And so with that, I thought, maybe I should pick a card for everybody tonight. And so the card that I picked was Cupid. And Cupid, it's about not only loving others or having love in your life, but loving yourself, right? Taking care of you, loving yourself, and bringing in that love and that self-love, right? It's about honoring that piece of you and bringing in all of the goodness of that. So I just wanted to read just a bit what it said in the book. We send great waves of love into your heart and mind, awakening your love for life itself. Your clear decision to accept and enjoy romance has triggered this awakening. Allow yourself to spontaneously celebrate love in all its glorious aspects. and other meanings, surrounding yourself with romantic beauty, such as roses and candles. And I can say, for one, this time of year, I love lighting all the candles because, of course, it's a lot darker, a lot earlier, staying darker longer. And so I love the ambiance of having candles in the house and the way that the light reflects into the house. And so to me, that gives me that feeling of enjoyment, of love and beauty. And so whenever I can, I love having the candles lit. And so whatever that is for you, I hope that you take this opportunity to provide yourself just a little extra love and light and a little bit of fun and giggleness with the energies that are playing out in the cosmos right now. So I hope that you are enjoying your day and your evening, whatever you are doing, and that it brings you much joy and much love. All right. We are going to head to the phone lines and we are going to take a caller. We've got Andrea in Staffordshire, England. Good evening, Andrea, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And you?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you. What can I do for you?
I just wanted to call if I could.
So are you just looking for a general reading, or are you looking for...
Yes, that would be brilliant.
Just a general
would be brilliant.
Okay, perfect. Well, give me a minute here as I tune in. There'll be just a little bit of silence as I'm doing that, and then I will be right back with you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Andrea, you have a lot of loved ones and guides on the other side, and they were all kind of stepping forward. One in particular, there was a gentleman coming through, and he's just wanting to just extend this really big hug to you, and let you know how much you are loved, how much. It's like he's saying, you just need this big hug right now. And he just wants to reach out and give that to you. He's also saying that, right now is a perfect time for you to shine your light bright. Even if maybe you don't feel like shining it, it's so important for you to do that right now because you're such a bright light. And you're such a help to others, and he's just wanting you to know that and to give you that clarity that what you're doing matters. Okay. It feels like there's been a lot that you've had on your shoulders. I feel like there's this weight sitting on top of my shoulders right now. And so it's even more important when you're going through a time like that, to know that you have support, that you have the support and the love and the guidance, not only from loved ones that have passed and your guides, but also the people that are around you. And so being able to lean on those people at this time to let them help you and give you the support that you're needing. Okay?
Thank you.
Does that make sense for you?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay. It also feels like there's been like this feeling of heaviness around you, almost this feeling of like, I'm not doing enough. I'm not, maybe not giving enough, but this just feeling of not doing enough. And your guides are here to tell you, oh my gosh, you give 150%. And sometimes you just need to be able to take a breath and step back and say, you know what, I can't do any more. I can't give any more than what I'm doing right now. And be able to take a step back and be able to take that for yourself and give back to you.
Yeah, I understand.
Because they're saying if you don't do that, if you don't take a breath, take a step back and do something for you, whatever that looks like, right? It could be just taking a day off. It could be, you know, if someone says, oh, can you help me with, and you say, you know what, not today. Maybe I could do it tomorrow. I could do it next week. Right. But taking that break so you don't burn out. And that's what they're showing me. Like you're getting close to burnout, and they don't want you to get to that point.
Yeah.
Okay. And saying no. Yeah. Saying no is okay. Right. It's not a bad thing. So many of us want to make it a bad thing, including myself. I have a hard time saying no, but I'm learning. I'm learning more and more to say no. I've hit boundary. I have to take some time for me, right? And yeah, that's what they're asking you to do right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What they're saying is if you can take that step back and you can take that time for yourself and recharge yourself, you're going to be even more powerful, and not powerful in, you know, in an egotistical way, but more powerful and able to assist others and help others in what you're doing. Yeah. And you'll be able to accomplish a lot more. And they said it's not going to take much for you to be able to take, you know, to be able to recharge and then get back into the game. Because that's what makes you happy, right? Is staying in the game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hearing a song, the lyrics, please don't go. Are you doing some shifts and changes in your life, or are you contemplating leaving something or doing something, and someone is asking you not to go, not to leave? It feels like it could be around a job, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. So someone's trying very hard to get you to stay where you're at.
Yeah, I understand that.
So I think this is where the burnout, they're showing me this is where the burnout is coming from.
Yeah.
So they're saying if you can take some time off, it will help you get a clearer mind as far as what it is that you need to do. Okay. It's stepping away from that situation so that you can get back far enough, because right now you are so in it that you're having a hard time getting that larger view of things. It's what I call the eagle or the hawk's view, where you're sitting up in the tree and you're looking down and you can see everything. You can see the entire countryside, right? Rather than having the view of the mouse who's just trying to sift through the blades of grass. Okay. So if you can get some time and step back from it, you'll get a lot bigger perspective.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Okay. They're not showing me whether you should stay, whether you should go. What they're saying right now, you need to sit with this and think about the options and look at it from the hawk's view, okay? Before you make any decisions.
I'll definitely do that.
Yeah. I just heard the words, no hasty decisions, okay? Make sure it's the ones that count, that if whatever your decision is, you can say, that was the right decision for me, okay? That's going to be the most important thing.
Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that that they are wanting to show or to tell you. They're kind of stepping back right now. So I don't know do you have another question related to any of this?
No.
Okay. Okay. Because they're not really showing me anything.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, they're just kind of stepping back a little bit. So, yeah, I don't know. So unless you have another question, I'm not sure I have anything else for you.
No, that's brilliant. Thank you. Really appreciate you reading for me.
You're very welcome. Have a nice evening.
And you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Next, we have Darlene in Ontario, Canada. Good evening, Darlene, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. What can I do for you this evening?
I would just like to know, just like a few things. I've had quite a lot going on lately.
Okay.
One of them being with one of my dogs I had passed recently, so it's been hard on me. I've had him for 10 years, and I just want to know, I don't know if you can give me any insight on that, or I would like to know if I have any changes coming up anytime soon.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Okay. All right. I am so sorry about the passing of your fur baby. It's so hard when they go. We get so attached to them. We really do. So, my heart goes out to you. Let me see what I can find out. I don't connect as easily to pets, but I might be able to talk to Spirit and find out information about your pet to see if there's anything that they can find out. Is there something specific that you're looking for about your pet?
I just want to know that he's not alone. something like that.
Okay. All right.
My biggest thing was he was attached at the hip to me, so it's,
yeah,
hard to think that he'd be alone. And
sure. Well, Darlene, let me take just a minute here and tap in, and then I will be right back with you, okay? So there's just going to be a little moment of silence as I do this.
Sure, no problem.
Okay. Okay, Darlene. So Spirit is showing me your loving pet sitting there with a big smile on his face. It's funny because you said he's still attached. He was attached to you at the hip, and he's still there in spirit. He's still attached to you, still it's like he's so close to you that he literally is attached to your leg. It's like, that's what they're showing me. Like literally he's still there in spirit. And, he's very happy on the other side. He's doing well. What they're showing me is almost like, when dogs put their head down and they kind of look at you with those big eyes and like, okay, and Mom, I know that you're hurting. I know that you're upset. And he's wanting you to know that he's good and he's happy and he's feeling so bad that you are hurting from his passing. And he just wants you to be happy, of course. And, as humans, we have to grieve. And I'm not saying don't do that, but he's just wanting you to be happy and wanting you to know that he's right there by your side. And it's almost like he's doing circles around. He's almost like he's doing circles around you and around your feet. Was he one of those dogs that you kind of tripped over a little bit because he was always underfoot?
Yep. That would be him.
Yep. So he's just showing me he's just like around and around and around your feet. And then he stops and he's like really, really close to you. He's almost like leaning into you. So, know that he's still
Is he
around.
alone or?
Oh, no. No, he's got family and loved ones on the other side. He's got some of your family members there, like watching over him, and they're like standing right there. I see a man in almost like he's almost got like farming clothing on. He's like overalls or something, and he's standing there. The dog is sitting at his side, and he's like petting his head, and so he's most definitely with loved ones on the other side.
Okay. That's amazing. Do you see like any changes coming up for me?
Let me see what they say. What I'm feeling right now is that I just want to sit back and take a big sigh, almost like a sigh of relief, like, okay, that part's finally done. Like where you can just sit back and reflect and go, wow, okay, I got through that. Didn't think I would. So what they're showing me right now is it's a time right now of good reflection of what is it that during this time you can look back on and go, oh, well, I learned this. Oh, and I definitely learned this. It could be things like, looking at things from a different viewpoint is what they're showing me. Like how could you have looked at things differently? or what was something that you thought, oh, I never thought it would turn out that particular way, right? Because there's always messages in the things that we go through, and sometimes until it's over and you're taking that big sigh of relief, you can't really see what it is that you were supposed to know, why things turned out the way they did. And so what they're showing me is like this is like a period for you to just go back and reflect on some of that stuff. You're probably not out of it yet. You're probably just on the cusp of like getting through that, where you can take that big sigh of relief. But they're showing me that there are changes on the horizon for you. One of the big things that they're showing me is a shift in your job, or something within the job itself. Maybe not shifting jobs, but there's a shift with what maybe you might be doing within that job. It feels like there's something coming with that. And so being ready for that, being prepared for that. I don't see it as bad. I'm sorry?
Is it a good shift, or?
It is. It feels like it's a very positive shift.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels like it's a very positive shift. They just keep saying, be ready for it, be ready for it. So I don't know if it's one of these things that you've been hemming and hawing around with something for a while, and it's like when it comes around, it's going to be here fast and quick, and you may have to take action on it, right? So I think that's where that, be ready for it is coming from. There's also something coming around with relationships. So not only, this could be relationships with friends, right? There's some shifts coming around where some people may be maybe falling off from your friendship radar, or things may be shifting. And they're saying whatever happens or whatever comes through, just let it happen and know it's in your highest and best. Okay.
Okay.
And actually, Darlene, we're coming down to the last couple seconds of our show, so I'm going to have to wrap it up for this evening. But I want to thank you for calling in, and hope it's been helpful for you.
Yes, it has. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Have a happy holiday.
You as well. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Well, that does it for me this evening, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please visit my website at www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. Reach out to me if you would love to have a personal one-on-one reading. I've got a couple more slots for December. You can also reach out to me for some gift certificates for those who are looking for a reading. Other than that, have a wonderful week, and I will see you again next Thursday.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from LadyDPsychicParties.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Astrology and Psychic Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host for this segment, Lady D. So we've started last show before Christmas. So with the planets on Christmas Day, it is looking there is a quite positive lot of tries that are coming up with the planets, which is quite positive. We do have a try with Mercury and Jupiter, so it's like luck with communication. We've also got a try with Venus and Neptune, which can be a bit of like a daydreamy, but again, it's a very positive things. We do have a couple of squares. So the main one that's really standing out to me is a square with Venus and Saturn that we have. And also there is one with Mercury with Neptune, which can be a little bit about deception as well. That's coming in. And it might be that people that tell lies or love deception that, it could make you a little bit frustrated as well. But we have far more triangles and positive things here that we've got coming up for Christmas Day, which is quite good. We also have a full moon that is going to be in Cancer, which is happening at 11:33 a.m. That's my time here in Sydney, and that's happening on the 27th of the 12th, so a couple of days after Christmas. We'll be having that. And this here is going to bring, I feel like it's got a mixture of things, this full moon chart. So this has, we do have some tries, which is good with the moon. So we have a try with Saturn. So, emotion, I guess problems are coming up with our emotions we're going to feel okay about. We've also got a sextile with Jupiter. So it's like luck also with how we're feeling about things, and emotions is going to be quite good and positive on this day. There is a square to Neptune with the moon on this day. So that might bring about a little bit of deception, and it might affect emotionally with that. We also have with this full moon, we do have a try with Venus to do with Neptune as well, which is more smoothly. And we have a sextile with Jupiter and Saturn, which is going to bring about luck through problems. So any problems that come up, you're going to have the strength and the luck to sort of be able to push through them. But we will still have that square with Venus and Saturn there. So problems may come up with relationships or in financial may come up, but we still have some tries. And I do feel like because we are looking at a moon in Cancer, it will be to do with like families and a family's emotions maybe sort of running high. There might be an aspect of healing or putting on a certain face and how you feel like people want you to act. It could be a sense of even hiding some emotions too, because the Cancer has that hard shell, so they do hide their emotions. So that also might be bringing up here with this full moon. I feel like that there is a sense of giving and receiving and like good spirits and spirits trying to be very high. I also feel like it's about a lot of wishing this week, like wishing and hoping and praying for good things. And I do look at like an olive branch of some sort that's coming in. So I feel like with things or tensions do get high, there'll be some sort of olive branch that you can make do and try and smooth out the situation. I feel like there's going to be a deeper understanding of stuff too that's going to come up this week for people too. And it could be also a wanting or a need to control things around you. But I do feel like there's going to be a lot of good things and healing. And I feel like things that have been not said properly or missed is going to be brought to the attention as well. We are looking at Mars try with the node this week, and that can bring sort of more focus on our life path and where we're going and the lessons that we're learning, and maybe that might more come to the forefront in where you're thinking to and where you're wanting that to go. So we've also got Chiron that's going to be moving direct on the 26th, 27th with this full moon too. So moving direct in Aries. So Chiron, we might feel that shift of that that planet starting to move forward may come into effect as well for us. So let's go to the caller. So we got here Kimberly, who's in Washington. Okay, Washington. Hi, hello, Kimberly. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. How can I help you today?
So I just want to see what you have in store for me for maybe my love and my career.
Okay, love and career. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. By any chance, Kimberly, have you been feeling okay today, or have you been feeling a little bit unwell? Was there someone around you feeling like you unwell in the stomach?
No, I feel okay, I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
a little bit.
Okay. I'm just really feeling it, and they're saying, yeah. So that might be something coming up. Just be careful. Maybe eating like certain turkey or certain meats. Okay, let's have a look here. Let's have a look for life relationships here. I feel like you're knuckling down. There is a thing about control with the relationship, whether you're trying to control the outcome or the situation or the other person is. I also feel like there's also a sense of like braking or putting the brakes on or stopping. I feel like it's like you're in the driver's seat of a car. It's like a control too. I do feel like there's someone around you. I feel like there's someone is there someone around you? I feel like there is someone around you, like in the distance, or there's someone there.
There's people in the house, but I'm in the room by myself.
Okay. I'm talking about relationships, so like partner.
No, not really. There's just someone that I see from time to time, but not really, no.
Okay. All right. Well, that person there, as I said, I see someone in the background and I just see them sort of looking down. So I did feel like there was someone around you or either coming in. There's something about a sense, I keep on getting control. So I feel like there's some sort of sense about a control or needing control. So I'm not sure that's you or that's another person. I do see love blossoming and coming up for you, but I feel like that's going to be more around April. I do feel like the person that you're seeing, I don't know if that's going to turn into more of I don't think that's going to be like a full-blown romance. It may, but I don't. There's one person who's a bit like cold when it's looking at it as a romantic thing. But I feel like it's kind of like there's a thing of like letting go as well. It's like you need to let go. That's what I feel like. But I do feel like there is relationships coming up around you too. I feel like I feel like the house is getting quite crowded. There's a thing about the house getting crowded as well there. And I don't think you're worried, but I do get a sense of worriness, but I don't think it may be you, but I kind of feel like it might be someone else that's kind of worried too. That's there.
Worried about, what are they worried about?
I just feel like it's about life. Do you have a daughter that lives with you?
Yeah.
Okay. I just feel like it's the female, like the daughter. Could be worried about just what's going on around her, or could be just bit life. Like I feel like she's okay, but I just feel like back of her mind, there's just things back of her mind. I feel like she's trying to be confident. I feel like maybe it's a quirky vibe, like she's a funny person or quirky vibe with her. There's a sense of trying to be confident, but there's also like a sense of, I don't know, like a worry. I keep on getting like a worry but I feel like it's something to do with stuff's around her. And I feel like she tries very hard as well. But I feel like she's still in school, like she's learning something, like she's still in school.
No.
She's not learning anything?
No
study?
She's learning things at her job, yeah.
Okay, because I like this study, like, yeah. she's going to do really good. I just feel like she's going to do really well. Like she's going to do really good. I kind of feel like whatever the worry is, it's kind of over nothing. So I feel like she's going to be okay. She's just going to have I'm sure she's confident, but I just feel like she needs more the confidence in herself. She's going to do really, really well. And I just feel like with you with relationships is going to also blossom, but I feel like more April is when things or the forefront's going to come up. And I do feel there's a lot of thankfulness that's coming up during this week for you as well. Let me just look at your finances and money that's coming in too. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, we all like money. Let's have a look with the job. What's coming up here for you? I'll have the deck out quickly. Okay, so I feel like we do the finances. I feel like you can only go up from here. But that song, The Only Way is Up. So I feel like there's a sense of there's only way to go is up. So I do feel like that to me is a positive thing. To me, that's to do with like more money. I do see her climbing a ladder. So I do feel like there could be a sense of with work climbing some sort of ladder, like going to a position that's higher than where you are now or wanting to go that way. I feel like with that, though, there is a stuff for you to learn too. I feel like you're not really slowing down just yet. It's just about moving forward. And I even feel like in February where things are going to get like your workload, there's a work here and the workload stacking up around you. So I feel like you are going to get busy. But with that becomes like a bonus or something like cash handout or like bonus that you're going to get with that too as well. I feel like with you, got to stand your ground and be patient. There is also a new contract, like maybe that's February, there's a new contract coming in, but I do see a ladder with you. So I do feel like it's about something higher than what you're doing to now as well. There could be someone maybe leaving for the job or where you work, but it's not a bad thing. But you need to stand your ground. Something about standing your ground there. And I do feel like it's about having a new contract as well, too. That's there as well.
Okay.
You might find love through work potentially, or you might end up really liking your work as well. This card to me is like love at first sight, and I put it down to the finances. So it could be like love for your work, or you're liking your work more. But I do feel like there's no opportunities around you. Right now, I feel like you do your job. There's a sense of doing things well, but there's also I'm over it or I'm bored, and I need that next step or that next thing to keep me engaged and to keep me going to move forward too. As well with that, there's a sense of stuck. Yeah, there's a sense of stuck, but also moving forward. I don't know. There's a sense of it's something about waiting, but it's going to be waiting. It's worth the wait too. See. All right, I'll just leave it there, Kimberly. So Merry Christmas, and I hope you I hope the reading you can take the reading and resonate with you. But thank you for calling in today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Merry Christmas.
Okay, you too. Merry Christmas. So everybody, if you want to contact me, you can. My website is Lady D Psychic Parties, same as my Facebook, Lady D Psychic Parties. My Instagram and TikTok is Lady D Psychic, and my YouTube is Lady D or Danielle Psychic. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas day, and I'll see you same time, same place next year for our last show of the year. So hope you have a good one. So bye for now.
A1R, the Ask One Radio Network. You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Bernice Bisson's Psychic Media. Bernice Bisson, live from BerniceBissonPsychic.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact